Alright, we are live with session 9 of Hunter the Reckoning, first edition. What happened last time?
Let's see. Last time, I believe last time was the first time we met Demetria, right?
Yes.
Yes. Met Demetria, who, well, we don't have any hard information, but wild guess pulling something out of the air here, seems to be the new local head of vampire operations. She works for a vague finance corporation. Sean said she had some kind of aura of power coming off of her, and just is very, very concerning. And she's met Sarah. I don't know if she knows what Sarah is, but we'll find out. And she's been spotted a few times around. And then group had a meeting, compared some notes on a few things, and then Sean started getting our local vampire who isn't killing anyone, so we're not killing him yet, I guess. Is apparently being followed by a deputy, Matt Allen, and being persistently requested that he come in and talk about something. Not officially exactly, it seems like. But persistently showing up to his apartment, asking him when he can come in and things like that. And names are hard. Cody and Sarah went to go check this guy out, and he seemed to have something different about him. He had some glowing veins in his body, which, guessing probably not a vampire, but something to do with them. But we don't really know that much yet. And that's where we are now. Did I miss anything?
That sounds about right. You did miss the seduction. Oh. You guys had a convoluted plan to try to get information on Matt Allen.
We did. We really
convoluted. It was a good plan, sort of.
And it would have worked too if it weren't for those meddling kids. But yes. As it turns out, is part of our plan to just look at Matt Allen for like 5 seconds and see if we can identify anything about him. We ended up nearly getting caught, and Sarah and Cody managed to successfully avoid notice by making out in a random hallway in an apartment complex. And then never speaking of it again. Well, I guess that has not been established.
Nope.
Nothing wrong with that.
Probably would have done it to any of the other guys too.
As I remember, Daniel was invested deeply into a glass of scotch in his house for most of that night.
Yes, he did. Did you find any zombies down there? In the scotch?
Not the bomb the glass, but I'll look again.
Okay. Gotta be vigilant.
Hey, I wasn't expected to run into zombies at a friggin', Civil War reenactment.
You never know.
I'm doing research. I'm watching Army of the Dead with Bruce Campbell.
Very important. All right. So, I think
a little miniaturized Bruce Campbell pops out of my whiskey glass.
Yeah.
It's on.
Hey, the benefit here is that we did get our glance, and I suspect him of being a vampire, given the weird image that I saw. So
yes,
and
although perhaps we should see if he has any day shifts at the precinct, we might be able to rule that out.
Yeah, the the post I made has a response, and that no, sadly they don't all look alike, and it's quite
Ah.
possible to look at somebody twice and get a completely different image.
That's
Although they
helpful.
might be similar enough to kind of tell that they are what they are. But yeah, so not helpful in some respects, but expected as well. So, but yeah, if I recall correctly, he had weird bloody veins. So, because that's what growing veins. Yep.
He most certainly did.
Yeah. Though that could be vampire, but I guess it's not technically. It's probably it could be something else. I suppose we're not familiar enough with all the different creatures yet to know much.
We really, really aren't. Yeah, which is Sarah's she's been working on that. She's up to rank 2 in occult knowledge.
Yeah.
Actually, Joe, has my study into the occult, has that yielded any new insights on the like we mentioned a few things before, like we've dealt with the Walking Dead, but we don't really know like why they do what they do, or also I guess no, I need more specific questions before I start asking you for information, I think. But yeah, I think plans for the near term are investigating into Matt Allen more, which definitely seems like a job for Cody and or Daniel. And I think Sarah is going to be making an effort to like start volunteering at a local homeless shelter or something like that, something where she'll be around some of the people who might end up being targeted by monsters more, and try to gather information that way.
Okay. Anybody else have specifics on proactive investigations?
I had called someone. Yes. I believe I called Detective Glenn and talked to him about this other Matt Allen, and he said that I believe he said he had a contact within that office, and he said he would just ask around for me. If I correctly, did I say this? Or was this
Yes, I
somebody
remember
else I
that.
called? Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I was waiting on that to kind of get an idea of kind of how who he is, what kind of person he is, who works with him, that kind of thing. What shift he might work more often.
But that's not proactive. That's waiting for somebody
Yeah,
else.
yeah. That's waiting for proactive.
If you've got nothing, that's okay.
Yeah, I think he would just go back to his regular business at this point and just kind of just wait until something else pops up.
Sarah definitely seems to be more into the whole hunter thing than like trying to find the problems rather than solving the problems that do come up.
Also, in your journal, I made the NPCs handout visible and editable. I've done minor stuff in there for some of the past ones, but you can add or modify now.
Great. So these are people that wouldn't necessarily be on our board, although Mabel it was, but yeah, in the long run, yeah.
Right. You could add onto the board, but yes.
Yeah.
It's
More
also
side notes.
helping me keep track of which NPCs you've come across.
I do have a very long and chaotic notes document that I rely on heavily. Probably copy some of that somewhere else as well. Yes. current of October, Saturday. Or
Say that
Sunday.
again?
It's the 20th of October on Saturday, I think, is where we are right now.
Yes. Although for preparing proactive stuff, we're going to skip a little bit of time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Does anybody else wish to go out and do anything?
Causing problems
Carl-
on purpose.
Carl wants to start planning on preparing following vehicles. So he starts researching like surveillance methods for doing so, like trackers and driving methods, stuff like that. Where you can find a cheap rental car without giving his name out.
I'm picturing something now like an anarchist cookbook for tailing people.
If that's available. But otherwise, he'd be like, searching through tech catalogs and calling around and finding out where you can rent cars and stuff like that.
Maybe look into like any public court cases about auto theft and things like that. And it's like, oh, this is, and then my client did this, and oh, good idea. Write that one down for later.
Yeah. Maybe Coda, you will join a local gym to beef himself up a little bit.
Planning on punching the dead.
Hopefully not. It's not his job, okay? That's somebody else's job. But you never know when you might have to like at least deflect someone's punch or something. Having some skill in that would probably be useful.
Yeah, I will not disagree.
Yeah,
Sarah will be continuing to place absolute faith in her power in her superpowers to just prevent her from ever being in actual danger.
Yeah.
I'm sure this is a wise decision that will not backfire in the slightest.
Yeah, strength is like dumb stat basically, so it doesn't have any at all. So,
ooh, is it lower? Is it higher than mine? I've got 1.
Yeah, we're equal. See, we're equals on it.
Ah,
See?
perfect. All right.
I'll take you to the gym with me, and we can do like a boxing thing. We'll box each other. It'll be sad.
I'll be over. I'll be over at the local homeless shelter. Finding out who's getting eaten by ghouls this week. I refuse to fix my weaknesses. I'm just going to continue to min-max entirely into social and get myself killed.
Okay, that's something. Hey, look. Technically, that's also a way to improve your dodge skill. See.
Well, see, but the dodge skill is actually completely redundant with the bluster power. It does exactly the same thing.
Until you run into human thugs that actually can't be.
No, but I'm actually not sure, but I think bluster does work on just mundane threats. It gives an example of like a car being about to hit someone.
Oh yeah, you're right. It does. I forgot. Yes, you're right. That is hysterical.
Bluster is incredible.
Yeah, you just gotta remember that I think doesn't bluster require you to be aware you're about to be hit?
I mean, so does dodge, so what you gonna do?
Look, my ability just gives me extra rolls, but that still gets improved by my actual number of dice I'm rolling, so it still helps.
Carl, give me a streetwise plus manipulation or charisma, depending on whether you want somebody, as far as the car rental and stuff like that, somebody that is willing to help or somebody that you are trying to trick to help.
I'd go with manipulation. Like trick to help.
Okay, so you don't want to build an ally, you want to burn a contact type of thing.
Burn? No. I this would be a contact. Why would it be? I don't understand what you're thinking here.
If you're going to find somebody that is willing to let you rent a car periodically, manipulating them, they're less likely to work with you again in the future.
Right. I mean, like, okay, I'm not looking to actually rent a car yet. I'm looking for places where I might be able to do so without like providing my name. So
very, very specifically, yeah, you
right,
do not want long-term relationships with people.
correct. I'm looking for places that has like part-time or temp workers running the desk. Um, uh, maybe you know, ask my contacts if they know a place where I could, uh, I don't know, get a pickup truck or something for just a couple hours for a few bucks, something like that. But nothing like actually like I don't want one now, right? I'm preparing for it. I'm not like doing it. Well, I
Right.
mean, I would buy a tracker if I can get a good tracker, but I mean, like that's
No, I understand you're preparing for it. But
But I guess
And
I
what
guess
I'm
there's a
trying to
question of,
say is renting a car is not a long-term thing. Hold on.
right, right. I want something that like doesn't get tracked back to me, right? So I want to maybe rent a car
Right.
or
Hold
something
on.
like
Let me
that.
continue. Renting is not a long-term thing, so you want one that you can rent temporarily. But if you're manipulating things and tricking people into these things, you're going to run out of sources really soon. So it's not going to be something you can do
Oh
very
wait,
often.
okay. So you
So I'm
so
trying
you're
to
saying
say, are
like
you trying to
especially
build yourself a contact or an ally that you can work with in the future? Or are you
okay.
just going to go through them temporarily until you run out and then it doesn't matter anymore?
Okay, so yeah, I'm thinking about. I was thinking from a different approach completely. You're thinking about over successive times. Okay. Um. Uh. In that case, I would build a contact. I would want to not be like someone I trick into it, but someone I could you know pass an extra 22 occasionally and get through the paperwork.
Okay, so yeah, charisma plus streetwise.
maybe find someone who, if people started asking questions about who rented the car when, would have a motivation not to answer the question.
Well, over time, that would depend on whether you just build a contact or an ally.
Or a college student who wants some extra beer money.
Yeah. Okay, not a botch, but not a success. So you are looking into that. Over the next few days, you don't find any leads yet. Sarah, you are going out and doing community service, trying to notice weird things, right?
Yes, and also just, I mean, this is early, so what I'm probably focusing on now is just meeting a lot of new people and getting used to the patterns of things so that I can notice when and if those patterns change. If there's the guy who always shows up on Thursdays and does this and does that one thing, then I can notice when that doesn't happen. And she has a very good memory of people and faces and things like that, so she's just going to just try to get to know people. She's not expecting to run into any vampire death cults tomorrow, but maybe she will.
Getting to know
Might be
people
one of
so
those
that if
weeks.
some people go suddenly missing, you might notice it in the
Yes.
future.
Then I would notice, and also just getting to know people so that like if gossip is that this there's some weird stuff going on in this part of town and I don't know what's up with that, then she would hear about it.
So I'm thinking
think this is charisma empathy, but also I roll 8 dice for that, so it could be something else.
Yeah, I'm not with the empathy yet. Trying to get in with people to a position where you can notice things. I'm thinking etiquette, charisma etiquette.
Charisma etiquette.
So you're trying to fit in
Right.
and be approachable or in positions to where you can notice if something happens, if things like that occur.
All right, fair enough. Double check my good listener. Reduce the difficulty of friendly social rules that involve people talking to my character. Reduced by 2. That apply?
Yes.
All right, and charisma specialty of trustworthy. I'm assuming also applies here.
Yes.
All right. Still have no skill, so I'm only rolling 4 dice, but
Yeah, but that makes your difficulty a 4.
yep. I'm reasonably confident with it. Yeah, 2 successes. That'll do.
Okay. So you get into. There's probably only one real homeless shelter in town. The town is not big enough to have multiples. As for where that is, let's go to the map.
Oh no.
I'm thinking it's probably going to be kind of around here.
All right.
Capital downtown.
And we're still a ways out from Thanksgiving, so they haven't quite gotten the tidal wave yet, but so hopefully I'm getting in early enough that I'm not instantly brushed off as poser does volunteer service once a year.
I probably do volunteer work like once a week, because it's in the background that he started doing volunteer work in the first place. So he probably still does it.
Like at the homeless shelter or some other kind of volunteer work. There's a lot of
yeah,
like maybe like a town cleanup kind of thing, or
no, that's too much work. Homeless shelter is probably. Yeah, because part of his background actually is that he like met someone there and helped him out and stuff like that. So and that's kind of got him into his investigating stuff. So
okay. So maybe you give the recommendation of Sarah of who to talk to, things like that.
Yep.
What about Daniel? What is Daniel doing for the next few days?
Looking for more ghouls and those bottles of scotch.
No, zombies.
Yeah, there we go.
If you go through enough of them, they're easier to find.
For the most part, I was just work really. As I said, the thing of it is there's a lot of the stuff that I'd want to follow up on, but I really can't without revealing the fact that folks who say, "Hey, I'm not going to talk to anybody about this," suddenly talk to me about it. So, like for example, going to go talk to good old vampire boy with my own questions. Not going to do that too.
Okay, so just hanging out for the most part, doing work.
oh
yeah, unless somebody comes to me with something,
I mean, if there's a lead you want to follow up to, I think we mentioned Demetria and Fortutech to you, and we don't really know like if there's anything. It seems like that seems to be a vampire-owned business, and I don't know if there's anything we would do about that. But if they're they're making odd investments. That'd probably be a good thing to know about. I don't know if that's the kind of thing you would be good at investigating or not.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do some digging into the company and all that. But honestly, I did that when y'all mentioned it to me initially, and I don't think I found much. But I'll try.
Yeah. I don't think we found much. I guess another option might be Rockwell. We still haven't looked into anything that he's doing, besides the obvious.
You have not looked into anything he has been doing. You've also, so the occult research that has been going on has not been too fruitful. Not a whole lot has been written on why the Walking Dead walk. Right? There are occasional pieces done by random, what generally comes off after you read the book or the article or whatever as conspiracy nuts type of thing that seem to know the answer, that generally tends to not know the answer. Anything from lead in the water to the new satellite that they recently launched type of thing. So there's not
anything
much
from
official or
conspiracy.
credible that anybody's
I
been
mean,
able to find
yeah.
yet.
There's lots of
Par for the
theories
course.
and conspiracies. Good
Anything,
job.
but in addition, I'm going to assume that anything I'm going to find isn't going to be credible, but I'm also going to keep an eye out for anything that is testable. Anything I could I might have some possibility of being able to check whether or not it's true, since I do know where to find one, possibly even two Walking Dead around.
Yes.
Or else, I do have some actual experience, and so I can try to line things up there. But
So
not much.
for that research, I need it's probably perception plus research.
Perception plus
Your
research.
difficulty is 8.
It occurs to me that a real issue with getting a 4 rank in a skill before the game starts is that I have my specialty in research in genealogies, because that's the kind of thing you would have your specialty in, and not anything in the occult. But also I can just roll incredibly well and get 4 successes anyway.
Yes.
Better lucky than good.
So you have, up to this point, found not much credible details. However, you've found certain isolated hits that seem like they might overlap. And it would take more time to research this, but in going through a few books, certain key phrases are mentioned a few times. You mentioned that, or you notice that one book mentions ley lines and how it interferes with the mystical arts and stuff like that. And you realize that you have at least 2 self-proclaimed warlocks. Or no,
Or
one
one
self-proclaimed.
self-proclaimed warlock, one identified warlock.
Yeah. In town, so that may be something to look into. And also, there are, in some of the information on the dead, also mentions how leyline activity has been known to stir up the restless dead type of thing. So even though not any individual thing is credible, there are certain linking factors that you've been coming across. And as far as the homeless shelter goes, you've noticed we are jumping to Friday.
Oh, I wanted to say one thing. I probably would arrange a date night as well. So at some point. So
Okay.
that week. Not anything important. Just he's I think Cody has this idea that he seems to run into problems more by being normal than he does by trying to search. So he will just run. He figures that something's going to happen. It's going to find him.
Okay. Friday is a good date night. So we're jumping to Friday. However, on Tuesday and Thursday at the homeless shelter in the evening, there has been a person that kind of showed up and, for the most part, walked in and started mingling with the homeless people. And I need...
See, I believe is it awareness for the occult? There's a separate, like, a physical and occult perception.
Yeah, awareness is for supernatural thing. Alertness is for mundane things.
Yes. And then intuition is for something that you really shouldn't be able to notice, and empathy is for figuring out what people's motives are.
Okay. No, this is something he makes.
So what do you roll if you suspect a youth pastor is up to something funny? Is it just certainty?
Yes. His one did not help him. Okay. Getting a look at him. He is... Here, I'm going to put him over on the board. In the upper right corner. Kind of youngish, dark hair, wearing dark sunglasses. He is just kind of mingling with people, and you notice that he seems to stop at the ones that look the most down on their luck, I guess, and reaches into his pocket and pulls out something and starts hands a few things here and there to people. He doesn't really go out of his way to talk to anybody. He's there for maybe 20 minutes or so before he leaves. The second time he comes in on that Thursday, you realize that you've seen him on campus. But again, he does the same thing. He kind of walks in, does a quick circuit of the shelter, and those who look like they need the most help at that particular moment, he's there. He hands them stuff like a bag of corn nuts, hands somebody a $10 bill, just random things.
Okay. Well, I will. I will make a note of him and his behavior, but at this point, I'm not suspecting anything out of the ordinary. He seems to be a nice guy. I should remember him and mention that to him next time I see him in the library.
He does seem to be a nice guy.
I'm sure there's nothing wrong with him whatsoever.
You have your special vision. Didn't even use it. See, I'm more gung ho about it. I would have been like, yeah, what are you?
Okay. Look, I'm sitting at 9 conviction. 1 point. Did I cross the threshold? Get another point of mercy and reset back.
Whatever. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. You get to risk conviction without even being attacked by monsters.
True.
That reminds me, everybody refresh up to your willpower rating if you're not there already.
Yeah, I think we did it at the end of last session, but yeah, if you forgot then.
Nothing really major has happened so far on as far as the other leads you have yet. Matt Allen, you get a call back from Detective Glenn, who says that Matt Allen is a deputy under there. He tends to work night shift. He tends to work. It kind of varies, but he's generally a Wednesday to Sunday person. But being a deputy, sometimes they work, days off. Sometimes they don't work their normal days. But that's generally it. His general nights off are Monday and Tuesday night. He is not a... I don't think deputies really have ranks per se.
Okay. And how long has he been there? Any word on that? Like, is he like an old school kind of guy? Has he been there a while?
Oh, no, I guess they do have ranks. Okay. So he's a deputy. He has not been promoted. He is not a sergeant or anything like that. He's been, as far as Detective Glenn can find out, on the force for 2 years.
Okay. Okay. And
he doesn't.
How does everyone kind of react to him?
Generally, well, I guess. He doesn't really have much of a disciplinary record that Detective Glenn can find out.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. And how do they view him? Do they view him as kind of like a hard ass, or is he like by the books, or is he kind of like, does he have a temper?
He doesn't know enough of that.
Okay. He didn't get anything for that. Okay. I really appreciate the help on that one. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Why, did something come up? Did he pull you over for something?
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. It was just he seemed to be looking into a case that I was working privately for another client. So I just wanted to make sure I knew who he was and more about him before I approached him. That's all. I don't know if I will or not. I may not actually need to approach him, but in the case that I run into him, I just wanted to kind of know what he was about. That's all.
Got it.
Thank you. All right. Okay.
All right. On Friday. Carl, you, on this particular day, get a hit on some place that is kind of not a passenger car rental place, but they will rent kind of like beat up commercial vehicles. Or not commercial vehicles, but utility vehicles, I guess, beat up trucks, things for people that will rent and be carrying tools around so they know they're going to be beat up. So they tend to charge slightly higher rates, but they also overlook more damage and stuff when it comes back. as kind of a trade-off. This place is located... we will say on the south side.
Hey, close to the abandoned warehouse we were looking at. That we hang out at.
Yep, because they're down there, that's why they operate there. They tend to get like surplus vehicles cheap, so that's why they rent them out that way. The person you talk to is a Vic Castillo. So I don't know if you would like to talk to him more, arrange business, something like that, get the ball rolling. As for date night, anywhere in particular, Cody is taking his date. And is the kid coming along?
Let's see. Guess we could just do like dinner and movie kind of sort of thing, kind of one of those things. And yeah, probably bring the kid. Sure.
Okay.
So what was Vic Castillo in reference to?
The rental business.
Renting what?
Vehicles.
Did you
miss that?
Did you
Yeah,
miss the whole thing?
Apparently. Yeah.
On Friday.
You can go ahead and repeat it.
Yeah, on Friday, by doing your research on finding a place to rent a vehicle, you find a place that will rent utility vehicles that they get surplus, so they're kind of older. They will rent them out to people doing construction or utility work, so it's a little more expensive, but they also will overlook more damage when it comes back, type of thing.
Oh, okay. Not bad, but not quite what I'm thinking of. I mean, the damaging is nice, but I'm looking for something that I could do surveillance from, which means nondescript, something I could sit at night in comfortably. This seems a bit not quite what I'm looking for. Mm-hmm.
It's like they
Still
got
nice to have, right?
fleets of those.
Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, look, I'll just explain what I want this for eventually, right? Because in the near term, what I'm thinking of doing is following the morgue truck, which means hanging out at night, park nearby the morgue, and then waiting for it to get dispatched, and then following it, and then comparing it with possibly dispatch notes that I can acquire from Arco. What's your character's name again? I forget his name.
Daniel.
Daniel.
Oh,
from
Daniel. Sorry.
Right?
No,
So Daniel has a feasible way to get like the dispatch notes and find out when the coroner was being dispatched, right? So if we could like follow the coroner truck and compare those notes, we may be able to see if there's something funky going on. That's what I'm hoping to do short term. Long term, it also seems to be a skill that would come in handy further down the road. So this is not an appropriate vehicle for that. I need something like Honda Civics and stuff like where like you look at it and you won't even notice it on the street.
Okay.
Okay. Clearly, it would probably be School of Rock because none of those others are going to be appropriate for a 10-year-old girl. So,
Wait, what?
Oh, in the Discord, I posted a list of the domestic box office for October 2003.
they're terrible
Just-
movies.
When
Not
did
gonna
Tangled
watch
come
it.
out?
I mean, there's more. The list goes on if you want more options there.
No. You just like gave me a little clip of it, but
Yeah.
none of those are going to work for a kid. That's for sure, except
Yeah.
School of Rock.
Kill Bill. Come on.
Kill Bill is not what? Kill Bill. Oh. Oh. Yeah, look, I don't think he wants to see that. Okay.
2003.
Remember, he remembers everything and experiences everything. He's not going to watch horror movies.
Oh
No,
yes,
it's
yeah.
definitely
Oh,
not
the
how it works.
nightmares already give you the best
Yeah,
horror show you can
exactly.
watch
Why
every
does he
night for
want
free.
that?
Finding Nemo came out in 2003.
Yeah, I'm actually just going to go ahead and roll for nightmares.
Oh.
now.
No, look like Finding Nemo. Okay, yeah, see, that'll work.
When? Oh, yeah, that's okay, that came out in May, but it's still like number 26 for the October box
okay.
office.
We probably are.
You go to see that for the fourth time.
Yeah, exactly.
The kid's still into
Yeah,
it. got
and
the
there's like
t-shirt,
it's like empty. There's like one other person in the entire theater. It's like that's at the state that we're in. It's like completely empty. Besides that,
but the kid's still into it. Man.
oh yeah, absolutely. She's all in.
I have
Let's
no
see.
idea how many times I watched
You're a
Cars
year
just because
off.
we had a friend with a young kid.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you're a year off.
Bam! I thought
2002.
2003 right now. It's 2002. Oh,
Are we in
gosh,
2002? I don't remember.
Oh,
Okay.
I see the point in my notes where I started writing dates with an 03 at the end instead of an 02, and I have no idea why. All right, I'm going to correct that.
Spy Kids is number 24 in October.
Oh, okay.
Spirited Away. Spirited Away came out.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was
That's-
actually. I was actually going to say, wait, that was Spirited Away.
Lilo
Yeah,
and
I
Stitch.
Remember that is. I was
wow,
working
there's
at
a
a
lot of
movie
kids ones.
theater when it
Okay,
came
okay.
out.
2002, a lot better year for
Yeah, for
dating
kids
out the
movies.
kids. Next year, you're going to have problems, though.
I see that.
I don't know. Spirited Away did not do as well as everybody hoped it would have.
Not the point. It's still out there, and it's
Yep,
still kids.
it's still
movie.
out there.
But how
I'll
it
be
did
honest,
for everybody.
that movie gave me nightmares when I was a kid, but
Spirited Away. Wait, what?
yeah, like the whole thing where parents turn into pigs is fucked up, man.
Oh.
I mean,
Okay.
that's me. There's a lot of
Okay.
other nice things in the
Fine.
movie too,
If
Yeah.
but
it
it
never
but it
been-
does also have some pretty messed up stuff in it.
Wait, isn't Spirited Away Gimli?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, if you had never been exposed to Gimli stuff before Spirited Away, yeah, it was going to freak you the hell out.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
All right. So
Remember,
movie
in
and date.
2002, Gimli wasn't well known in America.
Yeah, we'll do like Spy Kids or something. I don't know, something like that. That's fine.
So movie first or dinner first?
I tend to do movie first.
All right, movie first.
Yeah, and it would probably be like, probably in the new downtown area, I would imagine, because it's like fancier, and that's where we would eat dinner. So it probably wouldn't be over where we live usually. It's probably over here somewhere. I never thought about where she lives.
wait,
Actually,
no, we're
Have to
okay.
think about that.
We're
Or
okay,
entertainment,
everybody.
yeah.
Scooby Doo came out in 2002 as well.
Oh, okay, there's that. I never thought about where she lives. Actually, I have to think about that. Maybe she might live in the suburbs. Might be her thing. Makes sense. Yeah, I'll pick him up and we'll go to the movie and then some food place or something.
Well, Ed's Place restaurant is right nearby.
Oh yeah, Ed. Yeah.
Oh, you
No,
also
no,
have
not,
you also have Ice Age and Treasure Planet.
I don't. Let's see. Is Ed's Place a good date restaurant though? I don't
No,
know.
probably not.
No. I'd go
Yeah,
somewhere
it's
nicer.
2002. Applebee's would be a good date restaurant.
Look, there's got to be a medium end restaurant that we could go to that's okay for dates. Not, it's not like I'm
Steak
taking
and
her
Ale?
to like the. Steak and
Yeah,
Ale.
there's probably a local mid-range,
Yeah,
not casual
Steakhouse or
fast
something.
food, but not dress up.
Yeah, like a little steakhouse or something like that. That's fine.
Yeah, you can do that.
Cool.
I need, however, a perception plus awareness roll from Cody.
Don't do this to me. It's date night. Why would you do this to me?
Did you explain? You said right up there. Man, I always seem
Yep.
to run into the supernatural when I'm not looking for it. So
That's true. He does. All right. A regular roll.
Yes, difficulty 6.
Of course, I get a 5. I couldn't just not ignore it. Nope, that's not me.
Holy cow.
absolutely incredible. That's amazing.
You have that high of an awareness?
Yeah, my perception's 4. My awareness is 2. So, yep. Look, he's an investigator. This is what he does. This is his skill set. He notices things.
Wait, do you have a specialization?
He notices things.
No
Mhm.
specialization.
Oh, you mean for perception?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot about my special. I gotta remember those, but it's insightful. I don't know what that means. I have to remember what it was. I have to look it up again. I forget what it was. I think we talked about it, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, insightful. That is that's an odd specialization considering insight is also a skill in the system. I'm not sure what that means.
It was on the list of specializations. I don't think I
What?
understand. It doesn't list what it means. It's just on the list. And I think we talked about it, but maybe we didn't.
Yeah, the specializations tend to get very broad.
Yeah, like I don't actually understand the perceptions. Like it says high strung, discerning, and detail oriented, and I was like, I don't know. Like, what is high strung? What does that even mean? Like, does it mean you're paranoid? Like, that doesn't sound like a good specialization.
Actually, it could just simply mean you're easy to startle, so to speak, because you're
Good.
always on.
I mean,
On edge.
the other
On
folks-
edge is not the right term, but it's one of those things where you're always so aware of your surroundings when something suddenly appears in it that shouldn't be there.
High strung?
Scares the
Or
crap out of you.
high strung could
Yeah,
also
high-strung,
be
I
that
figured.
you are being in very anxious situations don't necessarily detract from you. Insightful definition is generally you have intellectual depth. You show an exceptional degree of insight of people in their comments. You also can show a clear and original understanding of complicated problems or situations.
Oh, okay, that sounds like something I would have taken. So that kind of makes sense then.
So is that almost like it's more like awareness in conversation more than in like that's not the skill. That's not the skill for creeping around a back alley.
Yeah.
That's the skill for
I think
like adding to a party in.
this is more of like when you're sitting down trying to solve problems, you have that insight where you're like able to like connect things and doing all that, even if it's more complex.
Yeah.
Is sort of that's what I got out of it.
Okay.
Mhm.
It could also be, walking into a room and seeing several different things and noticing that they were used in conjunction with each other for a secret plot type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Perhaps. Insightful would not apply for this, though. Awareness, though, does, because while you are having dinner, you get strange... The hairs on the back of your neck raise up. And upon noticing that, you quickly do a glance around, and across the restaurant, sitting... This would be a candlelit... No, not a candlelit. Fake candles hanging from the ceiling type of thing. So not quite so dim, but not super bright. Is Demetria. Her bodyguard is not present, and she seems to be having a conversation with Sean.
Go back to the cork board again. My brain is trying to remember what we.
Demetria is the new local vampire queen, and Sean is our new local vampire.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 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 Yeah. The kid that we were trying to protect earlier, right? Sort of.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
It is not a loud conversation. There is food in front of them. Depending on how long you watch, you may notice something about that or not.
And how they don't seem to want to eat it.
Yeah, unless it's like super rare steak or some craziness. It's like, yeah, give us a raw steak, please.
Do you have human? Do you serve that here? Is that okay?
I don't know how much I mean, I'm not
I'm
overly
sorry, that's
surprised.
on the secret menu.
Yeah, I'm not overly surprised by this. Like, we already knew that she had an interest in him and had talked to him previously, has she not? Or not? Or is this the first time we know that she's talked to him?
As far as you know, she had not talked to him previously.
Okay.
So okay. Okay, but yeah. Okay, all right. So who actually met her? Or did we just see her?
I had a conversation with her. Sean also bought both of us drinks while we were meeting, and also later let me know that she had just an aura of power and danger about her.
Okay, so I don't need to use vision because I already know what she is. So we don't have to go that way. I'm not going to pry too much. I'll glance up every now and then during dinner, but I'm not. I mean, none of this is a surprise per se, in a sense. And at this point, it probably is better that it seems like they've been here for a while, so I'm not going to like get involved in this mess, not during a date. So every now and then I'll glance up, kind of thing, and make mental note of how long they stay or whatever, and stuff like that. But not, I'm not paying so hard attention that I don't really care about what they're actually talking about.
If one of them storms out, we'd like to know. But if they just have a quiet conversation, then that's kind of what we expected.
Yeah. So like if nothing grabs my attention as being like tense between them or anything like that, I don't think I would pay that much attention. I would just glance up every now and then, tracking the conversation's feel, I guess you could say, and then and that's it. So.
Okay, I do have to ask, like, just because your girlfriend might notice, is this like a normal thing when you're together that you'll just end up like half paying attention to something else that's happening in the room, and just is that just what she's used to when being around you?
Yeah. He pretty much always seems like he's got like an ADHD issue where he's just like, something else going around, and looking and drawing his attention. So
Hot damn.
Yeah. Yeah, this is probably not abnormal for him. But he's also very perceptive, so it's never like he's never paying attention to her. In fact, he's always hearing her and following that conversation at the same exact. He knows how to multitask. He can do it. He's completely involved in whatever conversation while still completely paying attention to the entire room. He could absolutely do it.
That is a role that someone else has there as well.
That is a roll, yes.
Oh,
Yep. Okay. Yep. That's probably. I mean, I guess I could roll a stealth to see. I don't know how you would do it to see how natural I'm being about glancing up at him. I don't know if I can beat that though.
I doubt that's Demetria's role because I feel like she rolls too many dice for that to be it. But
Yeah, that's Ivy's roll.
yeah,
oh,
Ivy-
I see.
Ivy doesn't get to go out to these restaurants very often with you, so
Fair
it's
enough,
very
yeah.
noticeable when you
Well-
start glancing at
Yeah.
a rather attractive woman occasionally.
Okay. Let's see. Could I notice that she's probably noticing this at this point?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I doubt she's being subtle
Okay.
about it.
Yeah. I'll stop for a second. Sorry about that. It's a case thing. I wasn't expecting that one of my case files would be here. That's all. I apologize. I will be better attentive. I apologize.
And then Ivy started taking more interest in Cody's work life.
Right. Note, it's technically the
Wow.
guy at the table that holds my interest. Just so you understand. He's like, wait, hold on. Let me clarify that here. Hold on.
Violent
Because
backpedaling.
technically that's true. The person he's actually interested in, or his
The person you're
case file
actually
is
interested in is
Sean,
Sean?
not
Oh
this
no,
woman.
this is worse than we
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah,
He
she
doesn't know.
she does not notice that you noticing Sean because looking at the table, Sean is more of a profile and Demetria is more you're seeing her face.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I also get the impression that Demetria is the kind of person who is always the one you notice at the table, no matter who she's
Yeah.
sitting with.
I will at that point. Then I will just stop looking at that point. It's fine. Just full attention on her at that point. If once I realize it's bothering her, then I'll do that. So hopefully that helps a little bit. But during that time, though, what was the feel of the conversation? Did it seem like anybody was upset, nervous, or anything like that? Could I get a feeling of it before I stop looking?
It seemed very calm and cordial.
I would imagine Sean would be nervous because it seems like he would be a fool not to be. But
Yeah. Although you don't see all of his face, so it's harder to tell that he is nervous.
Right. But she's obviously calm. She doesn't look angry or anything like that, or upset or anything
No,
like that, right?
she doesn't look angry. She is very
Mhm.
calm. And you notice on one of those glances before you got caught that she actually takes a bite of her steak.
Okay. Okay. Does it look like super rare?
You can't tell from here.
That's fine. Maybe it's just a rare steak. Maybe she eats steak. Who knows? Maybe this vampire
poisoning
knows how to
is an
eat regular
option.
food.
According to that, yeah.
Unfortunately, or fortunately for you, Demetria does not notice you noticing her.
Okay.
I put my role in Discord. It's horrible.
So, but yep, I can just completely pay attention.
Oh wow. I mean, even if she did, she's just. I imagine she gets noticed by men in public often enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the kick to the shins from the girlfriend is the normal reaction.
So, but yeah, I will fully pay attention to her after this, so I don't get in trouble.
You pay attention to
Um,
her, you don't get in trouble. However, you can't help but noticing probably about 10 minutes later when Sean stands up and leaves.
Leaves before Demetria does.
Yes.
I will resist the urge to watch him, to look at him or whatever. I might do that glance that everyone looks at when like everyone kind of glances at somebody when they step up or whatever.
Well, he is crossing your path as he's going to the door.
Oh, good. Okay, so I can actually see him.
So
Okay,
you can
how do
actually
I?
see him.
Can I judge his mood?
Give me a perception empathy.
Empathy. Do I have any empathy? Nope. Okay.
Do I have any empathy? Good question.
No, that's not one of his good skills. He might start learning something about empathy and people, especially with his girlfriend being mad at him.
You're
All right.
cold-hearted.
So just the 4 dice. Wait, what was the If I'm not trained in it or anything, is it a different thing? I forget.
No,
Okay.
you just don't get any
Just the
dice
regular
for
dice.
it.
Wow. Geez, I'm rolling on fire today.
Yes, you are. He does not seem agitated. He seems calm. He does seem a little urgent, but it's not like he is actively evading or trying to flee or anything like that.
Okay.
More like he's got somewhere to go, and this might have taken longer than he had hoped, perhaps.
Okay. So like he might be late for something. That kind of
Yes.
feeling. Okay, fair enough. But otherwise, he doesn't seem agitated by or angry or anything like that in that sense, like by the
Correct.
conversation per se. Okay, fair enough. Then yep, I will not even look at the girl again, and continue my conversation.
All right.
Full on into the girlfriend and her daughter, talking about the movie or whatever we're doing. So. Yeah, that's why I like the movie first, because we could talk about the movie when dinner. See, it's a perfect setting.
Mhm.
So.
It's a shame
Mhm,
Demetria didn't notice you, because she might have came up to the table and said something.
Could have been very awkward.
Yeah. But the rest of your date goes fairly well. Daniel.
Also, just quick warning: there's a thunderstorm in my area. We have kind of a history of power outages during thunderstorms, so if I randomly DC, that might be what happened.
Tell it to go away.
Go away.
But no,
We'll just assume
I
that a
know the
vampire
feeling.
killed you. Yeah, we'll just
Yeah.
assume a vampire
And
killed
that's
you.
when
It's
he
fine.
gets struck by lightning. I think that is a no. I'm gonna go lay down.
Oh, that is bright lightning. Okay.
Yay, lightning. Luckily,
Daniel,
not everything's broken
you
away.
get info from the newspaper. You get a letter that was sent to you care of the newspaper.
No, did I just get fired?
Not your first thought. That's funny.
No, opening up, it seems to be typewritten, so not handwritten. Several mistakes that are then, hatched out by other letters over it. But it says the gist of it is something like, you don't know what you're talking about. I've read the story of the cops. It is kind of very disjointed and all over the place, right? So there's not a very continuous, comprehensive thread of conversation. But it says something like, I read your story. You don't know what you're talking about. If this was really going on, we would know about it. type of thing. Just kind of like that. And then the date on this one, let's see, you just got it today. They probably check the correspondence not so often, but the date on the letter itself was from 2 weeks ago, even though the post dating is probably 3 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago. And then there is another one that is dated a week ago that is also post dated on the same day. And the thread of the conversation is more coherent. It follows the same line, and it says, watch yourself, you delve too closely.
Oh, goody.
Typewriter seems to be the same lettering, same faded letters on certain things.
Well, at least I ain't the crazy lady that keeps on insisting we need a red light at every intersection.
We need 3 red lights at Main and First.
I'll just put that in the somewhat crazy section. That lady has her own section. Somewhat crazy, and then complaints. And, yeah, I got a nice little filing cabinet right there, and at my desk. Just
yeah, but yeah,
slide that right in there.
Doesn't go to a personal address. It's addressed to you, but care of the newspaper, so it goes through the newspaper.
Yeah, but I'm sure my photos popped up every once in a while on the newspaper, next to the article. So
oh yeah,
the guy actually wanted to find me.
People know what you look like, but it's harder to find your address. Unless they follow you home.
Yeah. Well, I'm also checking to see if there are any notes from it, like, hey, by the way, risk management said, don't contact him.
Oh, no. Nothing like that.
Risk management thinks it would be very funny if you contacted him.
You do get a notice from your boss, a little handwritten paper saying that the who would it be?
Depends on who I pissed off. Sheriff's department, it would be sheriff's department. Police department, it would be the police department. It depends on how big their precincts are, but they usually have like a communications officer or spokesperson. So
I'm trying to think. This would be a note from your boss saying that the coroner has filed a complaint about your recent investigation. Keep an eye on that, or be careful, or something like that.
Wait, what is this complaint? I simply stated in my article, the body was picked up by a coroner's van, but was not delivered to our coroner. I don't see how he could be offended by that. When I asked the coroner, he stated that he had not received a body. How can he be mad at me for just writing the facts? I remember I stated that. I only put in the factual evidence. I did not put in opinions. I did not go, oh, hey, man, this dude's like off his friggin' rocker. He lost a friggin' body.
But yeah, that's the note you get from your boss.
As I said, I don't know how in the hell he can be pissed at me about that. I just wrote the facts.
It doesn't say to lay off. It doesn't say anything like that. It just says be careful at the bottom of it.
Yeah, I guess I'm going over to Panera Bread and sending this guy a nice little bagel basket or something.
Cody.
Yeah.
You.
I will
Oh, go ahead.
just to note that I will likely send a message out on my phone on like in the bathroom or something, so that she doesn't see me, and just letting everyone know that that he was meeting with her today. I saw them meeting together. That's all. Just letting them know, so they can take that as they will. So put it on our timeline of events or whatever we do with it.
Okay.
Let me go.
As you are leaving the restaurant, finishing with dinner, probably heading home for the night, you, out of the corner of your eye, as you are passing, see a strange flash of what looks like a person jumping from one building to the next, which seems kind of out there because it's crossing the street as you're going across the street, so it would be a very long jump. And obviously you're traveling too fast to actually get a good look of it.
Right. Yeah. All right. I do the whole stretching while glancing up into the sky kind of thing and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
But they've gone pretty quickly. Which direction were they heading?
What'd you say? Ivy lives like up this way?
Yeah, towards the suburbs. Yeah.
So yeah, they were going that way. Judging by the rate of speed, they were ahead of you, but they're traveling slower than you. So you just passed the same street at the same time they did. So presumably they're not following you.
Hmm.
And these are where you happen to pass probably a 4-story building and then on to a 2-story building, right?
Okay. I'm just not getting her involved. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. I'm just gonna take her home. That's not doing a high speed chase.
Hey, at least he didn't run into the problem he ran into with Carl. When he was following the kid that lived at his apartment. I'm gonna follow him. Oh crap! They're going home. They're going to my home. I can't follow them.
God, I hope not. If they show up in my in her neighborhood, if they show up in my girlfriend's neighborhood, that's a problem. Okay.
Yeah, turns out that the daycare you use is just run by the Walking Dead. No, don't worry about it.
Right.
All right. So,
Oh.
where is Sarah on this Friday night?
Let's see. I mean, she's probably going to home shelter like 2-3 days, like 2-3 days a week. So, but if this isn't like one of her days, she's doing stuff there, then she's probably going to be at doing the music gig at one of the random bars. The Castle, is that the close by one?
Oh, these never go wrong.
I think last time you were at Twin Barrels, but the Castle is the popular one? Yeah, the popular one. The college bar.
Yeah. That's very close by where she lives, so don't have to take any buses to get there.
Playing around there, you see some of the usual crowd. Sean is not happen to be present this night. Demetria is not there this night either.
Wonder why.
Earlier on, though, so early evening, you do see... What was the name? Ricardo?
Ricardo Diablos?
Yes. He is there briefly early on. Seems to be having... talking to a few people that are also college students that sometimes hang out with Sean, or at least used to when he had day classes. He gets up and leaves probably about 8 o'clock or so.
Okay. But does Ricardo have like a day job, or is he like taking classes at a college or anything like that, or is he a
Nobody
full-time
seems
minion?
to know.
All right.
He may be full-time minion, he may have a job, nobody's done a lot of research on him yet.
Okay.
However, at about, we'll say 9 o'clock, the sunglass-wearing person walks into the bar. Kind of
By
glances
that you mean
around.
Demetrius Minion?
No,
Or
the one you saw at the
okay.
homeless shelter.
All right.
He kind of glances around as though it's the first time being here, right? And he's looking around, and then he walks up to the bar. He is wearing probably faded jeans. It's October. Flannel shirt, kind of worn, not new clothes. Boots, sunglasses.
Got that sunglasses at night look.
Yeah. And he, walks up, sits at the bar. He will actually take his sunglasses off, fold them so that one of the arms is in a pocket, and he orders a drink.
All right. I'm tempted to use second sight, but I also know that I'm so close to getting that next point, and I'm
You're
not going to be able
point
to
away.
get this. 1 point away.
So sad.
All right. I think at some point I'm just going to go ahead and at some point when I'm taking a break from playing, I am just going to go ahead and approach him and just casually bring up that, oh yes, I seen you around at the shelter. I'm one of the volunteers there. You could then just to mention that it seems like he seems like a nice person from what I've seen there, and just I'm not going to ask him what he was doing there directly, but I would like to give him the opportunity to bring it up if he wants to make any kind of conversation there. Try to figure out what's going on. It seems rude to ask him about, like, hey, why are you doing a nice thing? But I do want to know because it's a little bit out of the ordinary.
So you walk up and say, "Hey, I saw you at the homeless shelter."
I'll just walk over and say, like, hey, how are you doing? I think I recognize you. Hi, I'm Sarah. Introduce myself. Make friends if he's amenable to that.
He glances up, gives you a momentary look, like as though he's trying to place your face. So, I've seen you in the library.
Yeah, the library. I'm one of the research assistants there.
He motions to the seat. Can I buy you a drink?
Of course. Go ahead and sit down. I think I've seen you around too at the library, and also you're at the homeless shelter yesterday, weren't you?
I pop in there every once in a while.
Yeah, I noticed. You seem to have a real eye for people who are having a rough time of it. I think that's very nice.
Everybody needs help every once in a while.
Sarah will smile and nod and just kind of like. So have you been I only started working there recently. Have you been doing that for a while?
Yeah. I don't know, about a year or so.
Huh.
I was down on my luck. Somebody helped me out, so I figured, pay it forward.
That's always a good way to look at things. It's, paying it forward is often means a lot more than paying it back because well, usually the people who can afford to help you don't need the paying back, but there's always someone who needs the paying forward, right?
That's the truth. He motions to the bartender. I'll take a beer and whatever the lady's having.
I'll also take a beer. So what was it that was happening about the year last year? If you don't mind my asking, please. If I'm being rude, please. Feel free to stop me. But I'm always curious about people's life stories.
Oh, wow. Lost my house. Came here. Kind of, no job, no home, no nothing. Somebody was there to help me pick myself out of the gutter.
It's terrible. Oh, so okay, so he's a student now, but I'm guessing he wasn't a year ago, or is he?
You don't remember seeing him at campus further back than a couple months?
Okay.
Maybe
Okay.
when the term started. So when is that? Like August, September?
Okay. So what are you studying at the college now?
Oh, random stuff yet. I haven't decided a major.
Mm-hmm. Always good to take a look at some of the options first. It's don't want to rush into things and end up in something you can't end up you can't live with for working.
No. Outside of that, I just, do odd jobs around if anybody needs help. Help out at the, well, I don't really help out at the shelter, but I help people when I can.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think sometimes that the personal touch can make more of a difference than it means more that you look them in the eyes while you're doing it. That's what's really important than the amount you give and the amount of time spent and those kinds of things. It's that the fact that it means something to you means something to them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if there's Sarah's going to continue, chit chatting, making pleasant conversation, and unless if nothing else too unusual comes up in the conversation, then she's going to at some point say, "Well, I got to get back to playing or something," and then excuse herself to continue with that.
A few people walk in, and some people will greet him from across the way, and he'll, nod to them or do a quick hand up wave. But nothing really stands out.
What was his name again? For
You didn't ask.
oh, okay. I should have asked his name, but. I will go ahead and ask what his name is.
His name.
It's incredible how long you can go without needing someone's name. But I don't know. Maybe I just remember it was Mr. Sunglasses for however long that takes. But
you will hear at some point, probably after you're already going back to start to play, a rather loud person walks in and says, "Hey, Dakota."
Dakota. There you go.
Dakota. Did you see the game today? To which point he's like, "Nah, man, I missed it. What happened?" And they start. The other guy comes over and they start to talk about presumably the game.
All right. I do just. Can I go ahead and just like roll empathy or something like that? Just get a read if is he being sincere about his motivations and everything, or is he hiding anything?
Oh, go ahead.
Is this charisma empathy?
Yes.
And approachable and good
Actually,
listener.
good listener, yes. Actually, let me see.
Perception empathy. Or manipulation empathy. I am being like mildly manipulative here.
Where is it? Trying to see if insight would be better.
No, insight is a very different kind of skill.
Okay.
That's for reading. That's for like sixth sense type things.
So yeah, approachable would work, and good listener, yes.
Okay, and is this charisma, manipulation, perception?
Perception.
All right.
Since you're trying to get a read on him.
And target number is going to be, with all my modifiers, a 2. So taking approachable and good listener was probably entirely unnecessary. That's 7 successes.
That's all of them, yes.
Good lord.
Yes, he seemed very sincere. He did not
Okay.
seem shady or like he was trying to hide anything. And when people approach him and start to talk, he definitely seems to engage sincerely as well.
Okay. Well, then I am entirely satisfied that he is not a threat, and I will be happy to see him at the homeless shelter whenever he shows up, and the library.
And at that point, I need from you a perception alertness. Difficulty here is going to be an 8. Cody, after you drop off Ivy and the daughter, where are you going?
See, I guess kind of just driving around that area where I think this person might have been heading and seeing if I can spot him again. Not probably in the suburbs themselves because that might be look weird if driving around the suburbs just in circles. But kind of backtracking my way a little bit from here to the entertainment district. I'm not expecting to, but I'll give it a shot. Maybe luck will be on my side.
Okay.
I've got 2 successes somehow in defiance of all logic.
Our rolls are great today.
They really are, except for Carl.
Poor Carl.
And the GM.
Hey.
The GM's rolls are terrible.
I only had you make one roll.
Yeah,
Carl, I need a perception alertness from Carl as well. Your difficulty is going to be a 7.
fancy.
See what y'all did? Why are y'all dragging Carl into this mess?
Just like I guess the entire town is going to go ahead and make an alertness roll tonight. Yeah, mildly concerning.
Look at that. Good job, Carl.
That's pretty good.
That's,
Not bad for
yeah,
play.
that's an incredible roll for 4 dice. Yeah, okay. I guess the dice just like all of us today.
All right. At the same time, all three of you, in the distance, hear gunshots. Sounds like 3 of them in somewhat quick succession, and then a pause, and then 2 more. Sarah, you notice this. Dakota notices this. Carl, you notice this from your apartment. It is not like right around the corner, but it is close enough to hear. For Carl, it seems to come from the north. For Sarah and the others, it seems to come from the south.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna. Carl's gonna head to the north side of the apartment complex and see if he can see anything.
Okay. Are you on a higher floor or no?
No, he'd be on his ground floor initially.
You don't see anything immediately. You see traffic across the way. There's a few other things. And from the sound of it, you're guessing it was a few blocks away.
Oh, he'd probably head back to the office.
And then, yeah, you wouldn't hear anything just yet. What about Sarah?
Sarah, does she have like a rough judge of distance or no?
Judging by the sound, you're probably guessing 5 or 6 blocks away as a guess.
All right. I'm assuming there's already someone calling the police at this point.
Probably.
Like report this is happening. Okay. She is going to go ahead and just quickly and quietly, she's just going to go ahead and like leave her guitar with the bartender or something, some place to leave that, and she is just going to start making her way briskly in that direction.
Okay. Give me a perception plus...
Streetwise?
No. Awareness.
Awareness. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and difficulty 6.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and spend a point of willpower on this. That'll be 5. Jesus Christ, these dice. What is going on?
Okay. You, as you are noticing things and taking your guitar to the bartender, you noticed that Dakota seemed to notice things, and then you hand over your... when he noticed things, he put on his sunglasses. You get to the bar, you hand over your guitar to the bartender. Glancing over there, you no longer see Dakota there. And you don't recall seeing him get up to leave.
Okay. All right. Well, that is interesting. I will make a note of that, and I will continue with what I was doing.
Okay. And I missed the urgency. How you getting down there? What you doing?
Brisk walk in that direction.
Okay.
It is.
Brisk walk,
Jeez.
a few blocks, so not far. You start to head south, and after a few minutes, you start to hear sirens that seem to be getting louder.
Mhm.
And then you hear difference between police sirens and fire sirens. And a fire truck passes by from the north, so passes you going south. And judging by the streets and everything, it looks like they are heading to the homeless shelter.
Oh no. Okay. At that point, it is sprinting. She wants to, if that's what's going on, she is going to get there as soon as possible.
All right. You are sprinting. You get there. When you get there, there does not seem to be a fire, even though the fire truck is there. A few police officers, police cars are there. An ambulance is rolling up. It looks as though police are now going into the shelter itself. There's a crowd of people outside gathered. And one of the things you notice is Dakota carrying somebody towards the ambulance that is just pulling up.
Oh, okay. Do I recognize the person that he's carrying, or probably too far away?
No.
All right. Well, she doesn't. I don't think she really has any particular business in walking up to the police and asking them what's happened here. She's just going to get brushed off if that happens. So what she's going to be doing is she is going to be taking a look. She's going to be keeping an eye on the crowds and also alleyways. Anyone who might have some kind of out of the ordinary interest in what's going on here. And of course, trying to figure out if there's anything magical at work, but doesn't really have anyone to. Dakota definitely seems like he's something magical, but he's good magical. It's fine.
Looking around, give me perception alertness. Your difficulty is going to be an 8.
All right.
Did anyone else go there, or is that it?
Nobody else has gone here, no. You weren't going back to your office. You were driving around the suburbs.
I know that. I was more expecting Carl to run out there, but maybe Carl doesn't care about gunshots.
For the most part, not really.
No.
Okay.
Carl can definitely hear the sirens.
I mean, if it was closer, maybe, but
That'll be 2 successes with the willpower.
Gunshots and sirens happen to just lots of people.
2 successes. Okay, looking around in the alleyway, you see a figure in the shadows. You can't really make out who it is, but you can definitely see a figure across the way watching. They don't seem to notice you.
Okay, I'll go ahead and spend a point of conviction to enable second sight. I need to understand what's going on here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'll take a look at them with second sight and see what's going on.
They're still in the shadows. You don't really get a bead on them. However, from looking around also, you happen to see Dakota is sitting there. He is much hairier than you would expect in your second sight. And the ambulance is pulling up. The medics are kind of getting out and getting their equipment and stuff. And a little glowing sprite, I guess, seems to be hovering from above his hand and then going into the victim that he carried over there.
Okay, that is unusual and definitely worth remembering. But also, I need to move somewhere where I can get a better look at this guy who's in the shadows watching.
You
So
can
I'm
go
going
the
to...
long way around. Try to sneak up behind him.
Sure, what could possibly go wrong?
Okay. You may do so. You can try to sneak. It doesn't matter. He does not seem to be paying too much attention to you. As you come around behind him, he notices you before you get onto him, but you do have a little bit better light on this side. And when he turns around, you see Sean there with no blood necessarily, but his shirt seems to have 2 holes in it, inconspicuously. Very obvious. One in the upper left chest, one in the lower right abdomen.
Oh,
He doesn't seem to be in pain or anything. He seems to have a rather annoyed look.
Sean, are you all right?
I'm fine.
What happened? Did you see?
Some bastard shot me.
Who? Did you get a good look at them?
No. No, I was trying to, well, talk to somebody else inside there that seemed to be, somebody, an easy snack. Kind of grunts and looks down. It's ruined my damn shirt.
And
Uh,
that other fellow.
Somebody there took offense. I don't know if they suspected something, if they were paranoid. I don't know. I took off running. I think somebody else was hit while I was trying to get away.
That's who that is. But it wasn't anything supernatural. This wasn't anything to do with that.
He raises a brow. With what? I don't know who
Monsters,
shot
magic,
me.
all the other things. Okay, but I mean, sometimes you do get a sense, right? Like you did with Demetria. You didn't get that sense from whoever this was?
No.
All right.
I would have helped if I could, but it was too dangerous, I think.
Yeah, I think, glancing down at his shirt, that you would get asked a lot of questions if going anywhere looking like that.
He kind of fingers one of the holes, and he has a bullet wound underneath there. And after he stares at it a moment, it begins to knit itself closed. Less questions this way.
Sarah will only shudder a little bit at that. Just a little. All right. Well, I think I'll ask around to see if I can figure out any more about what happened. Get home safe.
At this point, you hear shouting from inside. Put down the gun, stuff like that.
Okay. At that point, she's moving towards the situation. She has the ability to tell people to not shoot other people. She's used it before, and if that'll work again, she's going to use it again.
In front of all the police. Good job. This gonna be perfect. It'll be great.
I mean, it's not overtly magical, really. I just say no, and then he fumbles the shot.
Mhm.
Also, by now there's at least a decently sized crowd, so
Right.
she does have the cover of numbers.
Well, the crowd is
I just-
outside.
I
Police are
just have a
starting
very
to put
compelling voice.
tape up outside. The shouting was coming from inside.
Do I know where the back doors they might not have gotten around to cordoning off would be?
Sure.
Since I worked a little bit. All right. Well, that is where I'm going because Sarah is stupid.
All right. I need an initiative roll.
Just note, I would probably be back on the way home at some point if I don't see anything, just so you know. But
Let's see, what is
not see
initiative?
any of this, so.
Dexterity, wits. 1d10 plus dexterity, wits.
Yes, 1d10. Hold on. I can do this. Okay.
Hey, I have a token.
Or soloists.
You should be able to click it and... Oh,
Isn't there an initiative button
initiative
on the
is a
bottom?
macro, yeah.
Yeah, it's already there.
Oh, yeah, so it is. No modifier, so just there.
I think you still have to select a token for it to work, though.
Yeah. Oh, that's a 10. Move to the homeless shelter.
Okay, yeah, now initiative will show up as a token roll as well. I need police initiative.
Just remember, there are some things in there that didn't react well to bullets, including yourself.
Yeah. Sarah puts a lot of trust in her powers. Too much trust in her powers.
Oh, okay. So,
Gonna show up just in the nick of time.
Yeah, Sarah will
Too late.
declare first. As you get in there, you see 2 officers and what presumably is a homeless person, kind of ratty clothing, dark and stained, but he seems to have a gun. He is shouting at the police are shouting at him. He is saying something like, "Monsters, they're out to get us, they're going to get you too." They are both pointing their guns at each other. No, he has not yet pointed his gun at the police.
But as
Future
soon as he
Carl.
does, he's getting
That's
shot.
what this is. This is a future Carl.
And he looks nothing unusual about him since I've still got the second sight going.
No, nothing unusual about him.
He's just a guy. A guy who knows too much for his own good.
Yep.
All right. Well, my action is just going to be to. How many guns are being pointed right here? Two from the police, one from not yet pointed from him.
Yes.
All right. So let's see. You can declare multiple actions, right? You just take a -1 die penalty for each one you do.
Yes.
All right.
Also, the total number of actions is a penalty as well. So
Yes,
3
yes,
actions, you start at -3, and then 1 additional.
Yeah, I'm just not going to be able to do anything if I do that. Okay. All right. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and declare I'm blustered. I just want to stop someone from getting shot today.
All right.
Someone probably still is getting shot today, but
Yeah. Police had the higher dexterity, so the homeless guy declares first. He is going to attempt to shoot the police, and they will act first in self-defense.
Oh, this sounds really bad.
It is. All right. Well, so they are going to they're going to shoot him before he can do a shot. But if I try to stop them from shooting, they're just going to shoot him.
Yeah, if you stop them from shooting, he still seems intent on shooting them.
Yep. And let me just double check how bluster works real quick. Which dice pool I'm using? Wits plus mercy. So yeah, I've got 6 dice. Yeah, I can't split that up. I can only risk conviction on one of them. Yeah. She's going to be shouting. She's going to be shouting no, regardless. But I think she is going to be trying to stop him from shooting the police. Is what she's trying to prevent. She can't stop everything here.
So you're going to try to stop him from shooting the police?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there any chance that my bluster can prevent him from can stop him from raising his gun here? Or is it going to be that throwing off his aim once he has raised his gun?
I'd say it would throw off his aim once he's raised it.
Okay. I do know when we were
You're
fighting...
interrupting the attack, not necessarily the attempt.
Yeah. Yeah, when you were fighting Marge, sometimes she just didn't fire her gun when I was shouting at her, but I think she was still aiming it. All right. Well, that's what I'm doing. Maybe the police will miss. They won't miss.
Oh.
Let's see here. Can you only do one? Yeah. Too bad it wasn't everything in the area.
Let's see. Yeah, if I'd beaten their initiative, I could have used total defense and maybe had a good enough dice pool, but that only works if you can win an initiative.
So he's going to attempt to shoot. They are going to attempt to multi-action. They are going to attempt to dodge, drop, get to cover type of thing, and then attack.
Well, that'll give him a penalty to aim.
Yeah, so multi-action is -2. We'll say for taking a knee and trying to get to cover another -2. So one botches.
Oh, I wonder if this is Daniel's new pen pal.
What the heck was that?
It's like an initiative roll.
Was that the police shooting?
All right, second
Oh,
one
stop
hits for 1, no extra damage.
So he shot at the police, or who's firing whom? Sorry.
He is shooting at the police, but they react quicker.
Right. So these are the police rolls, then, right?
Yes.
He might not die.
No, only 2 damage. That's not a death. What is that? Hurt? Yeah, that's on the hurt chart. Okay, so now he is going to attempt to shoot at them. Sarah may make her roll.
Yep. I'll go ahead and. Can I risk conviction if it's not against a monster? I guess Bluster's kind of unusual in that it's one of the few powers that can possibly be used when there aren't monsters involved. But
See, like just like mine, I didn't use it for monsters per se. So well,
There
not
are
when it was
stakes
a monster,
here,
so.
so yes.
yeah. All right. I'll go ahead and risk 4 conviction on this. That'll be 4.
That'll do it.
All right, so that is -4
Oh.
to his roll, right?
No. It's he needs to get 5 successes to hit now.
Oh,
Oh, okay, I see. So he has to get over what you roll to hit.
Yeah, it works exactly like a dodge roll does.
that's right.
Yeah, remember when I used it like 5 times against one person, so they couldn't fight back while 2 people beat them to death with pipe wrenches?
He cannot get above 5 because he doesn't have that many dice. So
That's what I like to hear.
I'm gonna roll even. He will actually shoot wide. Odd, he doesn't shoot at all.
I mean, couldn't he technically with exploding dice? But
I don't think he has a specialization in handguns.
No,
okay.
even. He does shoot, but he shoots wide.
Mm.
That's
Which means that now they are definitely having justification, and we will roll again.
Yeah, too bad you can't actually just order him to drop the gun.
yeah. I'm not quite that powerful.
Yeah, it's not
Gotta
mind
improve.
control.
Right, terrible initiative rolls. Right.
Drop it.
I do at next later I can get insinuate, where I can just ask monsters questions and then they're not compelled to answer them, but they're compelled to think about them. That's really important.
Hey, look at you got an 8. Oh,
It's an interesting power.
they get a 14.
The homeless guy gets a 9, so he goes first again.
You cannot win on your initiative, can you?
Oh no, Sarah always has terrible initiative. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're just making 1 defense check for the round, but
Right.
All right, that is something else. Unfortunately, he does not go first either. Okay. What is Sarah declaring? Another?
yeah, just I just want him to not kill the police today.
Okay.
I really hope they can take him down without killing him. But
He is definitely going to try again. The cops this time are splitting their actions more. One of them is going to go kind of to the side to get to cover, and also into his radio with shots fired, send back up. One of them is not shooting, the other one is. He will try to get to cover in a different way. So the officer first. Looks like the same. Gets one hit, one success again. Uh, 3 damage. Alright, so that puts him in the mauled category.
But still not quite incapacitated.
Badly hurt, you may hobble no more than 3 yards per turn. He is not incapacitated. Okay. He is definitely going to try to shoot, though. So do your bluster again.
All right, I'm all out of being able to risk, but that doesn't matter.
He cannot get higher than 4.
I'm simply too good at shouting.
He does shoot again, though.
Out of bullets yet?
Almost.
He keeps trying. He's trying really hard.
He is trying very hard.
Like, I was able to hit the stupid monster, but I can't hit the police. What's wrong with me?
Yeah, you nailed a vampire twice. That was pretty impressive, honestly.
Alright, there's going to be a point of willpower spent here.
If he shoots the police, all bets are off. We might as well just let him die.
Damn, the willpower didn't help.
Probably hurt him. He's losing willpower. He's losing the will to fight.
Have you considered dropping to the ground in pain? I feel like that's your best option here. Maybe let the gun go.
He did get shot. I mean, he's hurting.
Twice, in fact.
That was somebody else trying to do something, and it didn't help.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's not helpful. Okay.
Alright, well. So, initiative.
I mean, you just might be extending the inevitable here. Inevitable. He might just be dying here at some point.
I mean, I don't think I'm saving this guy's life. I might be saving a cop's life.
True.
Well, this guy might survive, but you know that's a question for the medicine checks.
Well, the homeless guy goes after you this time.
Well, that doesn't change anything for me, so yeah, still be a.
Alright, somebody else goes After the cops, before everybody else. No, wait. Who got the 14?
The cops only. The 14 was from last round. That was the cops initiative last round.
Okay, so he goes first. All right, so the homeless guy is going to attempt to shoot again. What is Sarah going to do? Attempt to bluster again?
Yep.
All right. The cops are going to attempt to shoot again to put down the criminal, and the other person is going to attempt to do what they were doing again.
Only a 2 this time.
I guess that's probably going that early. Might not
They
even
will
get to his initiative.
spend another willpower roll.
Got 1.
All right, 1. How long does this last? Sarah also still has second sight going.
Mm-hmm.
So this happens before anything else. You notice what looks like small, like maybe half a foot tall, green, pointy-eared, mischievous thing kind of run from the doorway. Well, it runs from out of your view. It seems to jump up, and all of this happens like really quick. Jump up from one officer's gun, seems to meddle with it, jumps to the other officer's gun, seems to meddle with it, runs to the homeless guy's gun, seems to meddle with it. And then you notice that no, you would know others are outside, so the police officers both try to shoot and nothing happens. The homeless guy tries to shoot and nothing happens.
They all stare at their guns and do the clicky clacky thing with their finger.
The clicky clacky thing.
Yeah, when you keep pulling the trigger repeatedly trying to get it to fire because damn it,
Yep.
you want to kill somebody.
Yep.
And it won't let you.
Very rude. Not letting you murder
So,
someone.
Sarah, you may abort to do something else or not.
All right. If I can abort, I want to go. I want to go get the gun out of that guy's hand. I don't think I'm remotely strong enough to do that, but he's also horribly injured. That might make this possible.
Okay.
I just want to get the gun out of his hand and just fling it far away from the both of us. Ideally, where the cops can see that happening.
Okay. Give me a brawling attempt. This would probably be with a... Actually, I need you to spend a willpower or make a willpower roll.
For what?
Just to be able to change actions.
Oh, okay. Just difficulty 6 willpower roll?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll do that. Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. So yeah, give me a brawling attempt with a -2, difficulty 6.
Now, if I have, for example, 1 die on this and I spend willpower, then what happens? I have a strength of. Oh, wait, is brawling dexterity or.
Brawling is dexterity.
All right, so I would have 0 dice and 1 automatic success.
Okay, so you run up there and you slap the gun out of his hand.
All right. And then if I can, yeah, that's my action for the round.
At that point, you probably are both tackled.
That's fair. I will have no resistance to being tackled to the ground by police at this point. Problem solved.
I was expecting him to then grab her and put a knife to her neck. But she'd probably just be happy about that.
I mean, he wouldn't do that. I'd tell him not to.
Yeah, he goes slower and slower with wounds, so.
Yeah, he's up to what, like -4 to anything he's doing at this point.
So yeah, you are both tackled. Sarah is not necessarily beaten because she's more of a bystander type of thing, but it's still a precautionary thing. After being tackled, you are held down, handcuffed, just in case. The homeless guy is probably manhandled a bit before being held down, handcuffed, and then they secure him before letting the medics come in.
Yep, fair enough. Sarah will wait quietly and pay close attention. Hopefully this guy is getting taken care of medically.
Possibly. Yeah, the EMTs come in, they kind of apply pressure, do all the normal stuff for gunshot wounds.
Aw, poor guy. Welcome to years of psychological help. Something that's real.
Years and years.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see Dakota anywhere? I'm assuming he's the one doing the magic bullshit.
Maybe. Cody, does Cody have like a police scanner in his car, or is he not that type?
Oh, he would have a police scan. Wait, what do you? He probably has one in his office, but not in his car.
Okay. Sarah, give me a perception alertness. You are kind of restrained though, so -2.
-2 dice, difficulty 6.
Yes, -2 dice.
All right. Alertness. Nope.
You do not see Dakota.
All right. That's fine.
And then the scene slowly winds down. After questioning and corroboration from some of the other employees that you work there, type of thing, that they do release you. Mm-hmm. They do take the homeless guy to probably the hospital first, at which he will for a checkup, and then he will be released to their custody to go to jail or whatever.
Yeah.
When you come out, when you are finally released, Lacey Graham is one of the supervisors, at least at night, of the homeless shelter.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of finds you. I didn't even know you were there tonight. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just a bit banged up. I wasn't there tonight. I heard trouble and I went towards it, kind of like awkward smile of, yes, that was a bad decision. I know it was a bad decision.
I'm
I
glad
just
you
didn't
made
want
it
anyone
out.
to die there, you know?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know what all of that was about. I just
Yeah, that
first
he
I
didn't
heard
seem
that guy
okay.
was screaming about monsters and killers and stuff like that, and he shot some poor. I don't even know what happened to him. He might have missed him. He ran off. Maybe he was trying to mug people. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think I knew him. Was you worried about drugs at all? I mean, you have to with something like about monsters.
Yeah, that was crazy.
You said there was someone else? Are you sure? I mean, they would have gone with the paramedics if they were there, weren't they?
I don't know. Somebody they we were all running out. Um, somebody was carrying somebody afterwards.
Dakota, yes. I saw him
Was that who
on the
that
outside.
was?
Yeah, he's.
Yeah, we were all out there gathered. That I didn't see who it was. I just saw somebody take somebody to the paramedics.
Mhm. Yeah. All right.
Man, who'd have ever
Well,
thought something like that would happen?
I know. I mean, it's this this isn't normal, right?
No. Now we're gonna have to worry about homeless carrying guns inside too.
Hmm. Why can't things ever just be simple?
Um, so that proceeds to how long? They're there for the police are there for quite some time now
Mm-hmm.
before anybody will be allowed in. What is Sarah doing?
Uh, see. I think once like the questions have been asked and she's free to go, I think she's just gonna head home for the night. It's been a busy night. She can pick up her guitar later. She probably has blood on her clothes
Probably yes.
from grappling with a guy who had gotten shot twice.
All right. Anybody that happens to watch the news that night can be apprised that an incident happened at the homeless shelter.
Now, I am curious about that. Is there enough detail they know that there was a second shooting victim that didn't get medical attention, or is that not?
Nobody seems to report on a second victim.
Okay.
One victim, Good Samaritan, brought them out of danger.
All right.
Um,
Fair enough.
Nobody was able to find out who the Samaritan was because as soon as he got them to the police, to the paramedics, he seemed to disappear from, awareness. Nobody caught who it was.
Okay. Doesn't want any particular attention then.
I don't know. He'll probably just go home and go to sleep. It was his date night. He already got distracted by one thing. The last thing he needs to do is turn on the news and see something terrible. So nope, he's not even risking it. He's just gonna go home, enjoy his evening, and go to bed. He's not risking it. If something important happens, somebody will call him.
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely something I'll mention later, but this isn't like call you up in the middle of the night thing. There was only nothing genuinely bad happened. Oh, okay. Some people got shot, but there's nothing that like we need to deal with. There's Sean got injured, but is fine, and there seems to be someone else magical who's seems like a pretty good guy, all things considered.
Yeah, all things considered.
All
All right, yeah.
So we can skip unless anybody has anything else for tonight. Does anybody wish to meet up or anything over the weekend to perhaps pass notes along?
When was our last weekly meeting? When did we have a day for our weekly meetings?
The last one I have was the 19th.
What's today's date?
So that was Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, the shooting and all that happened on Friday the 25th.
Okay, so, I mean, we can do a weekly meeting. Sure. Let's do our weekly meeting on a Saturday. It makes sense. All right, let's bring everyone together.
Any
Sure.
special hideout or a public place?
Yeah. No. We'll do. Although, didn't we like? Was there something weird that happened at the restaurant last time?
No, we just all left in a hurry.
We got some leftovers.
Yep.
Except for me, I actually stayed and had dinner.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. No, we'll just go to the restaurant. It's fine. It's always good to have lunch with friends.
You can get
Nothing
to the restaurant.
whatsoever strange. Oh,
Take our normal table.
the little side room we have,
Yeah, it's fun.
whatever Ed's has for us this week.
Yeah. So I sent you guys a message. There was a meeting. Go back to the clipboard. The board. Whatever.
Okay.
Board. I can't talk. Lag.
Board it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that. All right. Yeah. I witnessed a meeting between Demetria and our Sean person. And then he kind of rushed out afterwards, but I didn't catch any of the meeting or what it was about. But just letting you know, the last night they had a meeting. So
Sean, and where was this?
yeah. I'll give you the restaurant over in the entertainment district.
I also ran into Sean near the homeless shelter. He got shot a few times. He seemed to be okay. The bullet wounds just closed up.
Okay, well, healing factors on vampires makes sense. But he got shot.
Yes, I don't know if you watched the news. There was a shooting. There were two other people. The shooter, he was shouting something about monsters, and then there was another poor fellow just got caught in the crossfire. Seems like.
He's the one that shot Sean?
There was the perpetrator who shot Sean, and then there was one other victim who got caught in the crossfire.
Was it that skeezy detective that's been following him?
No, I think it was just someone else from the shelter. I don't think I've seen Deputy Allen around recently.
No, I checked in on him a little bit. He apparently only has Monday and Tuesday nights off in general, so he usually works Wednesday through Sunday. So he probably was doing regular work that night. But he does generally stay on the night shift. But he doesn't have any complaints or anything like that about him. He seems to have a fairly clean record. So
I ran into someone else interesting that night. He shows up to the shelter every once in a while. I'm not sure if he's. I don't think he's human, but he doesn't seem to be a threat. He goes to the shelter, he finds people and who need help, and he gives them just a little bit of help. And when the shooting happened last night, he ran in, he pulled out the person who had been injured, handed them to the paramedics, and he did something to them. I think he was healing them. I don't know what he is, and he's met me, but he doesn't know about me yet. He's a student of the college. No, I guess like he's like older for a student, right? Like he's not in that 18-22 range, kind of a late enrollment. Is that the impression I'm getting?
No, he is younger.
Okay. I was just wondering because, like you mentioned, like losing
Probably
a job and
early
losing his house.
20s.
Early 20s. Okay.
So maybe 23 to 24 max, but that could also be wear and tear, making him look a little bit older.
Yeah. So had a rough gap year, and now he's thinking about college.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give like general physical descriptions. They can maybe recognize him, but yeah, he seems like a very good person, and he may be better at protecting people than I am. I think.
I mean, is he supernatural of some sort?
Yes, absolutely. When I looked at him, there was hair. There was too much hair. And I saw him doing something to the person who was injured. He was doing something with energy. It seemed to be making them better, helping them recover.
Too much hair? What kind of creature is that? I mean, your first thought might be like a werewolf or something,
Bigfoot.
but
Actually, Sarah hasn't
Bigfoot?
actually had time to think about what she saw yet. But like thinking back on it now, to like make an occult roll, try to get a guess of what this might be. Or
Sure.
I've seen like at least 2 or 3 things that he was capable of. He also moved like way too fast. That's gonna be what,
Bigfoot have like
intelligence?
healing powers. I love Bigfoot.
Yeah, intelligence occult.
All right. I don't think creativity will help me here. Difficulty 6.
Yes. Creativity helps only in so much as what you want to fabricate about him.
That's 2 successes.
The hair itself, maybe werewolves are hairy. They do change shape. He could also be a Sasquatch, but there's no reports that Sasquatch can change shape and become human. But the occult does talk about people that can alter their appearance. The Wolfman. There's also a few references of vampires turning themselves into creatures as well.
Kelpies.
I mean, I didn't see him transform into anything, did I? Just saw
No.
him like. But
Right.
okay. But the
But
things I did see were like the healing, and also I'm going to assume that the gun jamming with the sprites was something he did.
Okay.
Anything
So
I can do with those leads, or those?
maybe he could be a werewolf that just transforms into like a regular wolf, and maybe that's what you saw the fur for.
No, not much for the gun jamming or anything. Although the description of what you saw is kind of attributed to gremlins, if that helps.
Gremlins. Okay.
Well, that's an interesting new one. Too many things in the city. Okay. All right. Well, we'll probably just have to let the police deal with the guy who was shooting, because I feel bad for the guy, but I don't know if we can do anything for him.
Yeah. Sarah's gonna, shake her head a bit sadly. Yeah. I think we were able to prevent him from getting killed, but that's I don't know. I don't know what you tell people like that.
Yeah.
It's not wrong, but it's not much you can really do about it either.
Okay. I mean, so what we still don't know is Alan's connection to the vampires, assuming he is a vampire himself, and if it's related to Demetria, or if he's some sort of outside other group that might be of an interest. Are there like competing groups in the city of vampires?
I don't know if that's comforting or frightening to think that they might be just as fractured as people are.
Yeah.
All the
Yeah.
stories
Like.
I've ever heard about them where they were solitary, but that's just like movies and stuff.
Yeah. Well, there are like.
So why did he shoot? Why did he shoot Sean? I mean, did Sean try to eat him or something?
No, I don't think so. He was just. I think knew he knew a bit more than was healthy for him and tried to take action.
Like, do you think he has a sight?
How did he know? Is he one of a hunter?
Yeah.
Maybe. I guess it's possible. I didn't get much chance to ask him about it.
Well,
I mean,
maybe somebody should go
was
talk
like
to Sean.
was Sean like actively biting somebody or something like that?
No, he was talking to someone about something. Not clear to me.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I wonder if he actually is a hunter, or at least somebody with the sight, and maybe not knowing what to do with it.
I want to use insight and see if oh, character, I keep forgetting her name.
Sarah.
Sally, right? Sarah
There.
or Sally? Sarah. I want to see if she's lying.
Empathy
Okay.
is what you need there, not insight.
Are you lying?
It's intuition, right?
No. It's empathy. Empathy is the skill for reading other people.
Oh, well, never mind. Forget it.
You never know if anyone's lying.
No, I got a good intuition on things, but
Charisma, empathy,
kind of sucks.
Oh, charisma, empathy. Okay.
Like that then.
or perception, empathy.
That's what you
But
make
yeah,
me roll. But
you don't have to have a skill to roll. You just don't benefit from any dice if you don't have the skill.
Okay, so 3 dice. Okay.
Be difficulty 6.
Yeah, that answers that.
Yeah.
Completely telling the
Yeah,
truth.
because Carl's getting kind of suspicious that some of you guys are covering for Sean.
I see. Um,
That's what it seems you're
but,
telling.
okay. So, yeah. If it is a hunter, he's clearly acting pretty radically, though, and shooting at police is a terrible idea. So he's clearly kind of lost it a bit.
I'm not sure if it would be better to try and tell him that he's right, but he needs to be quiet about it, or to
He needs to move out
let
of this town.
let everyone
That's
else try to convince him that he's wrong, and maybe he can move on from it.
He needs to move out of this town if he has the site and doesn't know what to do with it. I don't know where he could possibly live. I'm sure it's not any better anywhere else, I guess. But
Maybe
Well, I
get
don't think
to him and ask him.
he'll be going anywhere for a few years.
oh yeah, he did shoot at police, and potentially did shoot somebody else, didn't he? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's probably just going to prison, and probably getting a lot of psychological evaluations, and probably heavily medicated. I don't know if that's any better or worse.
Well, that's my Friday night. Anyone else? Anyone else run into anything too out of the ordinary?
No.
Nice quiet week.
Yeah, honestly, I guess. Oh, yeah, on the driving. Yeah. Driving home. Well. Okay. Let me. Driving my date home, I saw somebody jumping from rooftop to rooftop. A little weird, but didn't see them after that though, so I don't know. Just a note of that. This would be after Sean had left though, so.
Where?
Up in the entertainment district, heading towards the suburbs. And they jumped across a street, so it was a wide jump too. It wasn't just little jumps. This is a giant jump all the way across the street. So, I don't know if that was maybe Demetria leaving, but it sounds like she's be the type to just get in a car. So, but I could be wrong. Maybe not.
Yeah, she seems like the type to keep a low profile. Well, not a low profile, but a normal profile.
Yeah, exactly. So, so I thought it was a little weird. So I don't know what that
That-
was.
A little weird is a reasonable description for a man jumping across a city street. Yes.
Yep. From a rooftop to a rooftop. So, I didn't really spot them again. So I don't know anything else about it. So when I dropped them off, I drove around the neighborhood a bit. Didn't see anything. So I wasn't exactly going to follow them when I had my date and a 10-year-old girl in the car.
No,
So.
absolutely not.
Thought you could have followed them.
I got some fan mail. Yeah, more than likely just crazy. But first one was a bit of a disjointed letter. Not exactly sure what the point they were trying to make. But the second one, the one from last week, from the article I read last week, I should say, that one got a more coherent reaction in that I'm delving in too deep. So I just filed it away in my crazy fan mail letter and folder and put it in the drawer and closed the door on it. But
Delving in too deep. I don't suppose they specified about what?
Well, it was about me investigating the police and whatnot, so I'm going with that.
With my whole body going missing and all that stuff. That one.
Yeah, and I apparently annoyed the coroner, so I'm going to be sending him a nice little muffin basket on Monday.
I told you they have eyes everywhere.
Hopefully he likes muffins.
Yeah, muffins.
Yeah, well, the thing of it is it wasn't like he was saying, hey, if you don't back off, I'm going to kill you or I'm going to do something bad to you. It was just, you're delving in too deep. It sounded more of a warning, as in the be cautious, not if you tip any further in here, you're dead. It wasn't a threatening letter.
Someone else keeping an eye on things.
If I was a bad guy, I wouldn't give you a warning. You'd just be dead.
Well, that's the other thought is I probably wouldn't get a letter from him either. So,
You might get a warning before you get in too deep.
Well, the thing of it is I have nowhere else to go with the story, so I'm pretty much done unless something new pops up. I can't delve deeper without having a good reason for my boss. So, as I said, I'm done.
Sure, you could. There's lots you could do.
I can delve deeper, but what I'm saying is this guy isn't writing me because of stuff that I've done for the betterment of humanity. I don't know. He's complaining to me about what I wrote in a newspaper.
Well, that sounds like a personality. I wonder if you'll be hearing from them again. So it depends what you write
Now
about.
I'm kind of. I mean, I can try to do follow up on the person who sent the letter, in the sense of now I'm wondering if the person that you saw get into a shootout with the police, sort of, not really, kind of, if that person is the one that actually sent me the letter.
That doesn't seem likely to me, just because, well, the forethought to send a letter to warn people against delving too deep seems disconnected from the, well, getting into a shootout in a homeless shelter. But
Hey, do you think you could get the police report to find out why Sean was shot at? Why the guy shot at Sean? Why he tells the cops why he shot her.
yeah, a police report would be useful
If
if
you
you
could
gave
find
any
out
kind of
why.
information.
I'll look into the police report, but unfortunately, based on what y'all guys have told me, the police got there after the fact, and they're going to write it up based on what they are able to see, which is
Right, but if they're going to
They'll get
convict him, they're going to ask him questions and stuff, and they're going to
Yeah.
write down the answers down. So could you
they'll
get
get
the
witness
report so you see?
statements.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll work on it, but trust me, I'm not there. I'm pretty sure they're not my biggest fans right now.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
What? Wait, hold on. Let me follow up with this question. Was it the police or was it the sheriff's department? Because I go to the police and go, hey, can I get a police report on this shooting? And they're like, we weren't involved in that. I'm gonna feel like a complete idiot.
Wait, don't you ask for police reports all the time? I'm not asking you to interview the cops themselves.
He's asking me whether it's the
want to go
police or
to
the
the
sheriff.
right. I want to go to the right department to ask the right question.
Yeah. So do I remember which one it was?
It was police.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's all I wanted. I mean, as I said, I'll go get the police report. It's just one of those things where, I want to go to the right place. Because as I said, I don't want to feel like, I make that mistake after I call the coroner out the way I did in
You're
my
fine.
article last week. They're going to
No big deal.
remember that. And they're going to hold it over me.
Well, that'll be interesting to see. I doubt anyone's going to get the chance to talk to him anytime soon, but maybe there'll be something in the report. All right.
But yeah, I don't think that we got anything else going on.
Yeah, why was Sean at a homeless shelter? I mean, he has an apartment.
He was there talking to someone. I'm not sure about what.
Well, also, there's the small fact that, no offense to homeless shelters or the homeless, but they generally have creatures that wander around that people aren't going to be too terribly attached to.
They do?
Yeah, rats, cats, dogs.
Don't care about those.
I mean, I'm fond of dogs and cats myself, but if he's trying to avoid, we are talking about the same guy, right? He's trying to avoid causing harm, right?
Yes.
He may go after animals instead of people.
He already knows where you can buy blood. That's not a big issue. I'm more concerned with why he was in a homeless shelter. If he's Because I mean, homeless shelters you usually got to sign in, and they're really kind of careful about going into people's private spaces. I know the beds are out there on the floor, but I mean, it's still people tend to be a bit picky about people invading other people's spaces. So it's kind of wondering why he was at a homeless shelter, let alone why somebody shot at him, and then apparently started screaming about monsters.
Well,
Yeah.
You want the really bad one? Why in the heck did they let a guy into a homeless shelter with a gun?
Wait, was
You
the
get
shooting
searched?
inside the homeless shelter or was it outside?
Inside.
It was. Yeah.
They don't search you when you go in.
Yeah,
Do
they
they?
don't search you. I'm pretty sure I probably walked into the homeless shelter with a gun on occasion, so it's not
You
like
have
they
a
searched.
permit.
That's not the
I'm
point.
betting they have a sign out there saying, unless you are law enforcement or attached to law enforcement, you
Yeah.
don't bring weapons in here.
Yeah, but the point is they don't search you. They don't even ask. They just, it's not something they don't think that. Yeah, there's probably a sign. It doesn't mean they're going to like enforce it unless someone notices the gun. By that time, it's
Well,
probably a little late.
they're probably going to start enforcing it now that somebody's got
Yeah,
shot in
they
there.
might now. Yes, they might be changing a policy. Yes.
They'll probably search for a few days and then stop.
Yeah, that's
Nobody
probably.
wants to fondle a homeless
I think
people.
they'll just get metal detectors.
A homeless shelter getting metal detectors?
They better
What
have
philanthropy is going down there?
Yeah, somebody's gonna have to donate that one.
I have very hard time believing somebody will not donate a metal detector in the very near future just because of the fact that a regular Joe citizen got shot.
We don't actually know who got shot.
By
Actually,
the
do we?
cops.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know anything about the victim, the actual person that was shot accidentally, right?
No, there was
But they were
he's
inside it.
there was
But they were
somebody
inside
who
the
got
homeless
into
shelter.
an
Hold on.
ambulance that was driven
Yeah,
away
but they
before
were
the guy with the gun got shot.
yeah, but they were
So
hold on, but they were inside the homeless shelter, so no one's gonna care
Yeah.
about that person.
Yeah, I
Meaning
agree.
that they were, unless they were was one of the volunteers, maybe.
Yeah.
But if it was just one of the other homeless people, do you think they're really gonna care?
okay. Well, I mean, there is always the other option that happens, and they just shut down the whole thing.
Is it possible? I mean, look, if it was like the kid of a rich guy or some person, a family or something like that, who was at the homeless shelter because they were forced to or something like that, then maybe. But I would say that they're probably not. They might search everybody for a few days and to assuage some concern or some fears, and that's probably it.
Hey, I'm not on the politics side of writing stuff, so for all I know, the city council has been looking for an excuse to kick the friggin' homeless shelter's doors closed.
The whole meeting sounds funny. I mean, Sean wouldn't go out during the middle of the day. He was seen in another location earlier that day, and now he's in a homeless shelter when he has an apartment, and he's meeting somebody instead of just meeting them out on the street or having them show up at his apartment. This whole thing smells.
Wait, what do you mean he was seen earlier in the day?
He was seen at the restaurant
With
with Dementia.
Dimitri, whatever. Dimitri.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. When you say day, I'm thinking day.
No,
And
no,
I'm
it was
like,
evening
wait a
still,
minute.
but yeah. No, he was definitely
Doesn't he
not
have a
seen in the
skin
day.
condition that kind of prevents that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But we know that he was meeting Demetria earlier that day, and then left fairly quickly. Actually, given the time frame of the shooting and stuff, now that we kind of like, how quickly does it seem like that was where he was rushing to get to?
Cross-referencing time, yeah.
You're muted. Oh, there you go.
Test.
You were like not muted, but okay, it was just lag or something. Okay.
Cross-referencing the time, there was very little time between when he left the restaurant and got to the homeless shelter.
Okay. Yeah. So it appears he was rushing off, and it sounds like it was an arranged meeting because it seemed like he was a little frustrated because he was late for something. So this was a meeting that he had pre-arranged of some sort, not something that he was just happened to be there.
So maybe it wasn't. Okay. So based on that, maybe the whole meeting or meet up with Demetria at the restaurant was the unplanned aspect of his night, and that was causing some irritation for him.
It was unplanned, or maybe just ran later than he thought. That's what I got the feeling of. Like, I feel like he was going to be there. I think it just ran later than he expected.
Well, right now I think that like maybe the other person who shot was maybe who was there that Sean was meeting, maybe. Because if he wasn't here to meet the shooter that was screaming out monsters, maybe the monster guy spotted them meeting together, got in a good position, and then fired and hit Sean twice and the other guy once.
Could be. Did he mention anything about the guy? Like, did he say the guy who he was meeting with was the one who got shot?
No, it was random bystander, as far as you know.
Okay, so maybe not that person. So the guy was just took an errant shot, I guess. Okay. But I mean, it could be this other guy is also a creature of some sort. I imagine that's possible, right?
Anything seems to be.
And this Dakota guy is supernatural, and he was there meeting other homeless people, giving out stuff, right?
No, I've seen him around there doing that. That night he was out at a bar, a few blocks away. He got there in, I think, seconds.
What exactly does he give out at the homeless shelter? Is it just money? Did you look?
It's food, a little bit of money.
And you said he took the other wounded person out and then left?
He took the other person out. He did seem to do something to them that seemed to heal them. And then I think when the police had a confrontation with the shooter, he didn't go in, but I think he was doing something else. All the guns and stopped working at one point. The gremlin I mentioned. I suspect that was him as well.
Okay, well, I
Interesting
guess
skill set.
Sean meeting this other person is the thing that set this whole thing off.
Yeah. So I don't know if the shooter, maybe if he was a hunter, maybe he wasn't following Sean, but he was following this other person.
So should one of us go talk to Sean? I would volunteer myself.
Yeah.
I'd love to talk to Sean. And you see Carl's fist clench. But he doesn't know that I'm anything but a pesky, annoying landlord right now.
True.
No, it should be either Cody or I. He knows about us.
I can probably get in to talk to people. It shouldn't be a problem. Because he's just sitting in a jail cell right now, I imagine, holding cell until charges or no, I mean not Sean. I'm losing my brain. Okay, they got yeah. My brain. Sorry, Sean. Yeah. No, you can go talk to Sean. You've got the better relationship with him. So
Sarah will know.
yeah. I'm not about the shooter. Maybe I can get in to talk to him.
Does he have a lawyer?
Curious. Yes, I do. I could. That's an interesting idea. I don't know if I want to involve him in this. I'll call Detective Glenn and kind of see if what's going on with that investigation, and then see what I can do with that one.
Calling him right
Maybe
here
I
and
can
now.
arrange a lawyer. Sure. Let's do it. Let's call Detective Glenn.
About what time of day is this meeting?
Lunchtime. We usually meet at lunchtime, so it's not like nighttime or anything. So we don't have to worry about vampires spying on us at the very least. Other things maybe, but not them. It's a Saturday. I don't remember his work schedule, so.
It rings and rings and rings, and just before you're about to give up, hello?
Hey, Detective Glenn. It's Cody.
Huh.
I was just curious about I heard about the shooting last night, and mm, just was wanted to make sure that well, first, let's see. Let me think how he would word this. I know there was some police involved. I was just making sure you're okay first, and then um, just wanted to double check because a friend of mine witnessed it, so I wanted to just kind of check in on it and making sure that there was some crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. I wasn't anywhere near it. Your friend witnessed it. Did they leave a statement?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Hmm.
Oh. Yeah, I haven't heard much about it yet. I haven't had a chance to look into it, but
Your
kind
case
of
then?
crazy from what I heard.
Yeah, I heard too about a guy with some potential weird, strange yellings and stuff, right?
Yeah, I guess that's to be expected.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're not working the case?
No, I'm not on this case.
Are the sheriff's is the sheriff's department taking it, or are you guys holding it?
Hmm. Sheriffs aren't on it, no.
Okay. I don't know how your jurisdictions work, so it's just wasn't sure on that one. So didn't think so, but um uh do you know if the guy has a lawyer or anything like that helping him, or is he stuck with a public defender?
I don't know for sure. Um, I believe he was a transient, so I don't think he has a lawyer, but he'll be a appointed one if he doesn't. But yeah, I don't know at the moment.
Oh, he's a transient? Oh, okay. Weird. How did he
I
get a
think
gun
so.
there? Kind of crazy. Mm, okay. All right. Yeah. My friend was more asking about it because, they were just wondering about the case themselves after it was kind of frightening for them and everything.
Yeah.
So, but I appreciate that. I'll let them know that, that they're still there. I'm gonna guess since they shot at police, from my understanding, that they're probably not getting released on their own anytime soon.
I would not imagine it, no.
Yeah. What about the other victim? Are they okay?
Um,
If you can't talk about it, it's okay.
hold
I
a mo-
understand. I was
hold
just
on a moment.
curious. Mhm.
He puts you on hold, and then probably 2 or 3 minutes later, comes back. The other victim was taken to the hospital. As far as I know, they're still there. They're not releasing the name or anything.
Okay. Are they stable at least, or anything like that? Just she was just concerned.
Oh yeah, it looks like they're stable. Just
Okay.
observation.
Okay, that's good at least. And so just making sure I don't want to. It's a different thing when people die.
Oh yeah, if there was a death involved, this would be a completely different story.
Hmm. Okay. So probably a mental health issue. It sounds like, but who knows how that's going to turn out? I'm sure they'll get some court-appointed psychologist or something
Yeah,
to
right
test
now
them.
I think he's in the
Psychiatric.
psychological observation.
Mm, makes sense. Okay. Um, I'll let them know that no, it shouldn't be too much of a thing to worry. They're probably not going to get out on the street anytime soon, at the very least. So appreciate the information. So
Oh, not a problem.
mm,
Sorry I
be
couldn't
safe
be
out
more helpful.
there. No problem at all. All right. Yep. So yeah, I'll let him know. Yeah, it seems like he's going to be there for a bit, but under psychological review probably at the moment. But the person seems stable in the hospital. They're just under observation. So looks like no one's going to die from the incident at the very least. So that's good. So they call him a transient potentially. It's interesting. So definitely not a. I wonder if they've had the vision for a while and it just like broke them. I mean, think about it. If they were already homeless and then that happens, unless it drove them to homelessness, I guess that's possible.
It's possibility is a frightening thought, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, do we want to
But
get involved with this? I guess in more ways than one. Do we want to dig into this a little bit more? I guess maybe once you speak to Sean, we'll have a better idea of what we're looking at. But
yeah, I suppose.
yeah.
It seems like it was probably just a random incident, wrong place, wrong time for him if he was a transient.
Maybe. I don't know.
Might be worth
Could
finding
be.
out where he came from.
Yeah. I would
But
say when you speak to Sean, don't mention the meeting with Demetria unless I don't want him to know that that somebody else has told him. So if he brings it up, fine, but don't bring up
it
something
may
that you already know.
it may be difficult to get a straight answer out of him if I don't, simply because, well, the only reason the only reason we're concerned about who exactly he was meeting is because he seemed to be in a hurry to get there from some distance away.
At least try to get him to admit to it first.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll see what I can do.
Maybe kind of have him go over through his day a little bit, maybe seeing if he noticed anyone following him or something like that. Sell it as that.
That seems reasonable. I might be able to.
Yeah, because we
I'm still
wouldn't know
getting
if the
used to
guy.
this whole
Yeah.
way of thinking about things, but
If the guy was hunting him and following him, he might have been following him throughout the whole time. If not, then it might have been his friend that was the target, or just a bad case of being at the wrong place at the wrong time. But I have a gut feeling that maybe not. You don't walk around in there with a gun. Being a transient, it felt too convenient. So
yeah, the timing is a little suspicious.
yeah. So he was following one of them. So all right. Moving on. Besides that, I think we're good. I don't think is anyone else have any interesting things they wish to bring up? Any craziness? No. Okay. Quiet.
No, I think that's more than enough for 1 week.
I'm okay with that too. Yep. Keep us in the loop on that. If you do want somebody to go with you, I'm fine with it.
I think I'll be all right.
Okay. And as far as your Daniel, as far as your articles go, maybe take to heart some of that warning. Just being careful about how you write the articles, especially regarding the police. We don't want too much attention on you from that.
I almost wonder if it might be a good idea to try to signal to whoever it is whose eyes are watching that you might be someone who could help them cover these things up. If they have that impression about you, then they might be. That information might not be as hidden from you as it is now.
No. Is Daniel the type that want to cover things up? He's not answering us. Can you hear us?
I'm sorry, I thought y'all guys were talking about Sean again. I was like, wait a minute,
I,
they ain't talking
I
about me.
specifically
then
said Daniel.
Switched back.
Well, no. Thawne and Sean are sounding very similar in my headset. So every time I kept hearing Sean, I was like, wait, they're talking about Sean, not me. Okay, I need to shut up.
I said Daniel. That's why I was saying your character's name, just so you know. Okay, remember your character's name. But yeah,
I do, but
no,
sometimes
just
y'all
messing with
don't.
you. That's fine. But no, he was saying that Daniel, you might want to consider taking to heart the warnings about about the writings, and especially about the police. We already know that there's at least one creature of some sort inside of the sheriff's department. Um, so and they are clearly covering things up, and drawing too much attention to yourself may draw more attention to us as well.
But hey, as long as I don't, come across the story of the century again. I mean, come on, that murder was a 1 in a billion shot for me.
Yeah, that pretty much got nowhere, right?
I pissed a lot of people off, but other than
Yes,
that,
that's not
yeah.
helping you. No,
I
look,
was going to suggest that, well, while you have these people suggesting that you keep your head down, it might be a good idea to suggest that to try to get across to them that maybe, maybe you won't just listen to the warning, maybe you'd be someone who'd be helpful in covering these things up in the future. If that's the case, then you might end up getting some information you otherwise wouldn't. And, well, if you publish some things that aren't fully truthful, we'll still have the information and be able to act on it.
Well, right now, I'm just going to lean towards. No offense, Sarah. I'm going to lean towards Cody's advice, and I'm going to be happy going to traffic court and listening to who's paying what fines this week.
no, it's the one good thing is I think it's not a bad thing to expand into the murders and stuff. Let's be be careful with the conspiracy one. Report
I
the
didn't.
report
I didn't report a conspiracy on the last article. That whole
that was
murder was all facts. There
yes,
was
yes.
not a single speculation
Let me
in it.
no
And
no
I
no
That's
no.
why.
pissed a bunch of people
That's
off.
that's why you stand out.
Yes, that's why you stand out.
Right? You're not lying like everybody else in the news.
Right. So it's not about lying, but maybe leaving out certain details that would automatically start making people think there's something suspicious going on. Okay, when you
Lying
leave
by
out
omission. It's still all lies. You're not
yeah,
lying. That's causing problems. Start lying.
look, when you talked about a body literally not arriving at the coroner's office, that's not good. That's going to draw attention. Okay, you want to report on the murder? That's one thing. Okay, keep with the public stuff. Okay, when you start exposing weird things that are like that, then people are going to start to notice. So keep to the normal reporting. The whole point of this is to be under the radar.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If I go back to just reporting on traffic court for a little while, I
Look,
will be under the radar. I hope.
oh, but you also get more access if you're reporting murders.
No. Here's the thing: is I can still get access to that. I can
That's fine if
simply
you
say
believe that.
I'm
That's fine.
following. No, I'm following up for a colleague. I can use that as cover,
Okay.
and and then I'm not going to be the one that's writing lies, which I
Mm,
actually feel good about.
okay.
Um, and two, I can just simply pass on any. And as you pointed out, if they write a lie, well, hey, who am I? They're the writer, not me.
I mean, do it the way you want. I'm just saying that you could still write about them if you're going to just keep it normal and keep out, start basic, I guess what you say, meaning that keep it broad and keep it simple on the reporting, and that's it. But if you don't want to do that, that's fine. If you want to keep to the regular reporting, you're up to you. I'm just giving you a heads up either way. Okay.
As I said, I'm going to try and keep my head down for the next couple of weeks, as long as Well, hey, you know what? Y'all guys were talking about this person got shot in a friggin' homeless shelter. I'm glad I was nowhere near that, because I would have gone in, I would have reported on it, and I've probably been in a bigger damn sling than I am right now.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Like I said, we don't want to draw attention to ourselves. That's all. Okay. So the last thing we need is that. So just being careful. That's all. So,
Well, no,
yep.
I
And
also no. If I go with this, if I accept, if I just go to my boss and be like, "Hey, I'm going to go back to traffic court," it will also help cool down the coroner, because it'll be like, "Oh, wait, this guy is suddenly writing about traffic tickets again. Oh, I guess he got in trouble for pissing me off." And again, it helps me stay on the good side of people who will give me information.
Alright.
But one of the things I do plan on following up on, at least, and this is for you, Joe, is one of the things I do plan on doing is, yes, I am going to be sending that, muffin basket to the coroner and whatnot. But I also want to go back to the coroner and say, hey, as an apology, I would like to write an article about you, in the sense of an interview where, day in the life of type thing. And I'll explain to him that, I don't know if this would get published or not, but I feel that I owe it to you to be able to give your side of the story without any bias from the media.
Okay, that will probably have to happen on screen though.
Oh yeah. No. I was saying, we're on what, Sunday? Saturday?
Saturday.
Yeah, we're on Saturday. I'm not planning on doing this till Monday, so yeah.
Yeah, probably have to be next session.
Yep,
no, that's fine. Like I said, I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page.
I don't mean to rush anyone, but it's a little late. My brain has been running on power saver mode for about the last half hour.
It's just at midnight for us too, for me. So,
Yep, it looks like it is ending
close.
time. So, is Sarah upgrading, cashing out her conviction?
Am I? Wait. Did I get conviction at the end of the session, or
You risked a point and gained one, right?
after I had spent one on second sight?
That
2
still
minutes
puts you
ago.
at 9.
Yep. He's basically where he started it from.
If I had not spent that on second sight, you actually increase conviction, and it levels up one of your virtues right then and there, instantly, not at the end of the session.
Yeah, you can do it whenever.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a point of conviction.
Yeah.
Look, I'm 2 away. I'm 2 away now.
Same.
I've been using a lot more conviction than most, though. I use my second sight a lot.
Yeah. And theoretically, like any situation where you're using second sight, you can probably also end up using vision. So you can kind of,
for me, yeah,
keep it steady. That's my.
I'll be perfectly honest. I've been particularly not using my second sight just so I don't.
Yeah, you guys all been letting me do it. It's fine. It's fine. I don't need my conviction. No, just kidding.
I am back down to 3.
If you have 10, you can keep it, or you can choose to cash it in to gain a
virtue, right?
Virtue point. And if you cash it in, you reset to your starting conviction